It's Wednesday, December 10th. Today, exceeding expectations. The amount of American alcohol the province has already sold compared to what they expected. Relief for passengers amid holiday travel as Air Transat and its pilots reach a deal. And later, the gift of giving, how a Manitoba student is bringing Christmas magic to kids that won't be home for the holidays. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Wednesday to you. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. We have Ainsley McPhail live at the Christmas cheer board this morning, taking a look at the operations, how things are coming together as we head into that very important season and ensuring that everybody gets a special holiday season this year as well. So she's going to tell us what more they need and what you could do to support them. But driving in today, the roads were not fun at all.
Drifting? Was there a lot of
yes,
that
a little bit
in
certain parts, but mainly it was just snow covered everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Director Kim, she shoveled yesterday, so she says, and then she's like, you can't even tell that I shoveled. Did you shovel? Or was it the winds? She's in my ear already. Okay, I am not arguing that. If you did shovel, it probably doesn't look like it. Those winds kicked all of that snow right back into place, and they're kicking it around out on the highways as well. So we're dealing with falling snow still, but also the blowing snow. And while yesterday the streets looked clear and we were seeing the snow out there on the sidewalks and whatnot, now today you can see it sticking to the streets themselves. It's -11 where we're sitting right now, but it feels like -20. The winds at this time are 26 clicks out of the north-northwest. The pressure is rising and the humidity is sitting at 88%. So yes, snow and blowing snow throughout the morning hours. And a look right now at the satellite image and you'll see what I'm talking about. Still over southeastern Manitoba, things are looking pretty active. This will eventually taper off. We might even start to see a glimmer of sunshine later today. Here's the futurecast and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the snow will move on and then we're starting to see these clouds kind of breaking up a little bit. I know it still looks a little bit heavier right over the Winnipeg area, but surrounding areas and hopefully here in Winnipeg we'll see moments or two of sunshine. And not much expected overnight, but for tomorrow, round 2, I don't even know, it's obviously not round 2, we must be at 3 or 4 by now. Anyway, another round of precipitation right across the province from the north down to the south and tracking from the west over to the east. So we will likely be seeing more of that for tomorrow and then eventually a little bit clearer conditions and some sunshine expected for the latter part of the week and into the weekend. Now today, I told you about it yesterday, these temperatures are going to be dropping. That's the little asterisk beside the 14 there, falling through the day, ending up at about -14, even though it is milder to begin, and then remaining mostly below seasonal, although tomorrow's pretty close. -9, that's normal for this time of year. Look at that. That's a +2. That's not even a mistake. All models showing we could have a big swing only for a day. It's not going to last long, so no worries there.
Thank you, Terry. When Manitoba's liquor marts open for business this morning, customers will notice some familiar products and brands are back after a months-long hiatus. American booze is set to return to liquor mart shelves today for a limited time. The Premier says the response from Manitobans has already exceeded the province's expectations.
Just this week, I learned that the only thing more popular than taking American booze off the shelves is putting American booze back on the shelves.
The province's back stock of American alcohol went up for sale to private vendors, restaurants, and wine stores Monday. The Premier says within the first 3 hours, $1.9 million worth of booze was sold. The province had expected to sell only about half that amount in the first hours of the return. The general public will now be able to get its hands on the American liquor as roughly 100 U.S. products will return to select Liquor Mart stores until Christmas Eve. Manitoba Liquor and Lottery says up to $500,000 from the sale will go to cheerboards in Winnipeg, Brandon, and Thompson. Winnipeg police have charged someone with impaired driving just 1 week into Winnipeg's annual holiday check stop program. In all, 20 drivers were found to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. 7 drivers failed drug screening tests, and 11 drivers registered a warrant for their blood alcohol level. Winnipeg police stopped 613 vehicles in the first week of its holiday check stop program. Every driver stopped at a check stop is now required to take a breathalyzer and drug screening test. Last year, approximately 17% of all traffic fatalities in Manitoba involved impaired driving. The force is reminding drivers if you plan to drink or consume cannabis, don't drive. Instead, choose a safe alternative such as a taxi, transit, or designated driver. Holiday check stops will continue throughout this month and into early January. There's been another mass die-off of Canada geese in Manitoba, this time in Lockport. It comes after another flock in Niverville succumbed to avian flu last week. And as CTV's Joseph Bernacki shows you now, experts say it's likely more birds will be affected by the rapidly spreading strain of the avian flu virus.
Never seen dead geese like this ever.
Rick Schween of St. Andrews says he went to check ice conditions on the Red River Tuesday. Instead of good ice, he saw dozens of dead geese scattered all over.
I noticed a lot of dark spots all over the ice, especially near open water.
Schween likes to snowmobile and spends a lot of time outside. It's surprising to him that his community is also being affected by avian flu, and he's worried it is spreading out of hand.
It's really sad, and the thing is that it also is affecting maybe other avians because eagles and crows and other animals are actually eating the carcasses of these dead geese, and that may spread the flu or the avian flu even further.
Take a look at this die-off near the Lockport Dam. It's one of 3 locations within a 5-minute drive of the dam where geese have been found dead in just 1 week. Frank Baldwin, wildlife biologist with the Canadian Wildlife Service, says it's concerning that other animals and birds are eating virus-infested geese.
One of the unique attributes of this particular virus is its ability to move through a whole lot of different hosts. This year we've got confirmations from the provincial lab for a variety of different fur bearer scavengers, and then also things like bald eagles, crows, magpies, ravens.
Baldwin says the province is testing geese from the Lockport area. Geese in Niverville tested positive. He says our warm falls are not helping hold off the virus, and so it remains uncertain as to how many more birds are at risk.
In cases where we have more normal falls, where we get snow, which pushes birds out more so than cold, then I think the chances of seeing, this mass mortality events is probably much lower.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
If you come across a dead bird, the province says do not handle it. And officials say it's important pet owners keep their animals away from dead geese as well. Longtime PC MLA and former Manitoba Premier Kelvin Goertzen says he will not be seeking re-election. In a post on social media Tuesday, Goertzen thanked the voters who have supported him since 2003. He said he was making the announcement now to give people time to consider seeking the nomination and time for the party to plan. During his time in the government, Goertzen held a number of cabinet positions, including health, education, and justice minister. And following the resignation of Brian Pallister in 2021, he briefly served as premier until the PC party elected Heather Stephenson as its new leader. PC Party Manitoba President Peter Smith tells CTV he wishes Kelvin and his family all the best and says he will miss having his great experience and knowledge of the party close at hand. Party leader Abhi Khan is expected to release a statement on Goertzen this morning. The first woman to serve as Canada's ambassador to the United States revealed Tuesday evening she will step down in the new year. Kirsten Hillman was formally appointed to the role in 2020, serving as Canada's top diplomat in Washington and chief trade negotiator on U.S. trade. Sources tell CTV News that Canadian financier Mark Wiseman will likely be named as her successor. In March, the Prime Minister added Wiseman to his council on Canada-U.S. relations. In a major boost to tech industry, Microsoft says it is investing $7.5 billion in Canada over the next 2 years, the latest in a series of worldwide artificial intelligence investments. Microsoft says its overall estimated investment in Canada now totals $19 billion from 2023 to 2027 for data center expansion. Microsoft's president and vice chair says the company will protect digital sovereignty, keeping data in Canadian hands. Microsoft currently has more than 5,300 employees across 11 cities in Canada. Remember when the city of Winnipeg decided it was going to name its plows and asked for online submissions? Well, Winnipeggers responded with an avalanche of potential names. Now the city has plowed the possible names down to a short list, and it wants you to vote for the best. There are 51 names to choose from, and only 12 will be selected as winners. Among the notable submissions, Winnie the Plow, Fleetwood Mac, and Plowy McPlowface. How about Emperor Palpatine or just Mr. Plow from The Simpsons? Several names include puns on local athletes, including Melt Stiegel, Grady Oliveira, and Mark Chevalier. Go to engage.winnipeg.ca to vote for your favorite. The polls will be open until December 31st. And those plows will definitely be out on the streets this morning as we got lots of snow overnight. And as you can see, this is what it looks like at Main and Broadway. Things look good here so far. If you see any problems out there, please text them to us at 10400. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live this morning at the Christmas Cheerboard. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. I'm at one of two locations. The other one is on Main Street. We are in the warehouse, and our Christmas cheerboard has been around for 106 years. The need greater than ever. Last year, they served over 21,000 families, and this year they're on track to exceed that. So in these food hampers, families are going to get something to hopefully feed them for a week: peanut butter, rice, sauces, pasta, that sort of thing. But there's also toys for kids, and if you want to donate, they're looking for the older kids as well, and up to 15, but they're working with some community organizations to help the kids a little bit older. So if you want to donate, kind of scrape your brain for good gift ideas. And if you want to volunteer, they need to do 7,000 more of these.
Okay, and some of the volunteers at the Christmas Cheerboard are some of my favorites in this city. Thank you so much, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's snowy out there.
Yeah, you're right about that. Piling up, I was talking earlier about if you did shovel, it may not look like it, and that's because those winds kicked all that snow around, and whatever path you may have cleared likely drifted over again. And we're still going to be seeing that snow and blowing snow throughout the morning hours now. It's minus 11. Temperature-wise, we are still well above seasonal. Minus 19, that would be a normal low, though it feels like minus 21. That's once you're factoring in those winds, stronger than yesterday. They're right now 28 kilometers per hour, and they're coming out of the north-northwest. The pressure is rising, humidity sitting at 85%. And yes, snow and blowing snow, so it is going to be perhaps affecting not just the traction, but the visibility as well, although this snow is only likely to last for another couple of hours. Through the morning hours, sure, but then tapering off. And we might even start to see some clearing later on today. The clouds beginning to break up a little bit into the afternoon, but the temperature is also dropping into the afternoon. So as mild as it may be this morning, that won't be the case later today as we're sliding to below seasonal temperatures into those mid-minus teens. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with your morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Good morning. Manitobans are getting their first chance to weigh in on the new location of a supervised drug consumption site in Winnipeg. Friday, the province announced the facility will be housed at 366 Henry Avenue, just north of the Exchange District. On Tuesday night, a public meeting about it was held at Silo Mission. This was supposed to be the first of two public meetings to address questions and concerns, but the Premier says they will add a third meeting on Monday to hear from businesses in the area which may have concerns about the location. He says this might delay the planned January opening by a few weeks.
Because we're going to be flexible. We've changed the location already. We've added another consultation session. We're going to continue to be flexible. I'm asking people to be flexible too here. We know we need to take action on drugs. We're doing the law enforcement. We're doing the prevention. We're doing the treatment. We need to have this piece according to the experts too.
Canoe says the supervised drug consumption site is like Buckley's. It tastes bad, but it works. A major sigh of relief for thousands of Air Transat passengers. A deal has been reached between the airline and its pilots. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
A day of travel turbulence and then an 11th hour deal.
It's crazy. It's not a stress.
After nearly 12 months of talks and several intense days of negotiations, Air Transat and the union announced they had reached an agreement, which delivers a modern contract that recognizes the professional contributions of Air Transat pilots, the union said in a statement. Air Transat pilots had never walked off the job in the airline's history, but they threatened to do so during the start of the busy holiday travel season, leading to more than a dozen canceled flights as the airline worked to bring passengers and planes back to Canada. The pilots are represented by the Airline Pilots Association, the same union that negotiated last fall's deal for Air Canada pilots, who got a 42% pay bump. Members say ALPA used that same playbook here.
They're trying to replicate roughly the same deal as they can that Air Canada pilots achieved. Again, last year, going up to the last minute, but they averted a strike in that case.
The deal still needs to be ratified, and while exact terms are not clear, Air Transat said it had offered the union an improvement on its earlier offer of a 59% pay hike over 5 years.
As an example, for a senior captain, top scale, year 5, we're looking at over $100,000 pay increase on a yearly basis. So this is a significant, very generous offer that we've made.
This is the second major disruption to Canadian air travel in less than 6 months and marks a shift toward more equitable pay across the airline sector. Just as Air Transat pilots are looking for compensation similar to what other airlines pay, it is expected that flight attendants will want a deal like the one their counterparts at Air Canada got when they went on strike back in August.
With zebra mussels now spreading in Clear Lake, Parks Canada says it will make a decision on future boat use in the new year. According to a Parks Canada newsletter, the goal is to have a decision on watercraft management for Clear Lake by February. Motorboat use was prohibited on the lake this summer following the discovery of the invasive species back in November 2023. Parks Canada says testing now shows the zebra mussels are reproducing and are likely to spread throughout Clear Lake. It also warns larvae could travel downstream through Wasamin Creek and into the Little Saskatchewan and Assiniboine River systems. Because of this, Parks Canada is now redirecting its efforts to prevent the spread and protect the other lakes and water bodies in Riding Mountain National Park. Australia's social media ban for children under 16 has come into effect. This world-first legislation bars kids from major platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, X, and Twitch.
We will be completely silenced and cut off from our country and the rest of the world with this ban.
This student is challenging the new law in court, but some Australian teens support the ban.
I think it's actually going to help a lot of people's mental state, the younger children, because a lot of people around my age really suffered mentally with bullying and all these different peer pressures.
Platforms that fail to remove youth accounts will face fines up to the equivalent of about $46 million Canadian. The winter route parking ban took effect last Wednesday and enforcement is well underway. The city says it has already issued 1,007 tickets and towed 689 vehicles since it went into effect. That's an average of about 167 tows and 114 tickets per day. A reminder, the ban is in place on designated streets every day between 2 and 7 a.m., regardless of whether or not there's snow on the ground. You can start marking your calendar. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers 2026 schedule is out. The Blue and Gold open the regular season on the road June 5th with a matchup against the Calgary Stampeders. The home opener is set for June 11th versus the Hamilton Ticats. The Bombers will take on their old rivals, the Rough Riders, during the Labor Day Classic September 6th in Regina, followed by the Banjo Bowl September 12th here in Winnipeg. Season tickets are also now available. You can visit bluebombers.com for more details. In other news from the Blue Bombers, they announced Tuesday that receiver Ontaria Wilson has agreed to a year contract extension. Some road closures to remind you about this morning following the rush. The westbound curb lane on Marion will be closed from Dupuis to Nicholas. The westbound Disraeli Freeway curb lane will be closed between Martha and Main, and the eastbound curb lane on Academy will be closed between Waterloo and Queenston. If you have any other traffic tips to share with us, please text them 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by the Children's Rehabilitation Foundation.
I'll share some traffic tips. Slow down. You got some snow-covered streets. You can see them out there this morning and perhaps a little slick. You don't know what the traction is like underneath, so just give yourself a little bit of extra time where you're going today. As we're looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye, Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. Yes, a snowy start to the day. A mild start once again. We're still dealing with these above seasonal temperatures, but for how much longer? This is probably it. We're going to notice those temperatures cooling down throughout the day, so enjoy sitting in these just barely minus double digits. First thing this morning, minus 11 right now in Winnipeg, Portage, Morden, Winkler as well. We've got minus 12 over in Brandon and in Gimli, minus 14 in the Dauphin area. Anyway, similar temperatures in all of us above the seasonal minus 19. Now further into the north, we've got the Pas coming in at minus 19 and further north yet into those low minus 20s. Now that's before we're factoring in the winds. the winds themselves, well, here it's feeling like minus 20 in Winnipeg, minus 34 wind chill up in Churchill right now, but Gillam looks to be winning or losing the game, depending how you want to put it. Minus 36, that's what it's feeling like in that far northeast, so bundle up. There's the snow still coming down that will continue to push further to the east and tapering off as it does, but it's not just falling, it's blowing as well, so there's some drifting and poor visibility. That'll continue through the morning hours, then just some clouds through the midday. Maybe this afternoon even starting to see a moment of sunshine, but you're going to notice these temperatures dropping off, ending up at about minus 13 as kids are coming home from school and falling another degree into the afternoon, minus 14 around supper time or so, dropping more so overnight down to minus 16 and then remaining seasonal or much below seasonal as we continue through the rest of the week. How pretty though with all that fresh snow and the sun setting off in the distance in the Hecla area. Thanks to Cheryl for the photo, and keep them coming please to Winnipeg weather at CTV.ca. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Good morning. Toy Mountain still has room to grow to help families in need this holiday season. Thanks to your help, the Salvation Army managed to raise $55,000 in donations and nearly 5,000 toys from toy drives over the weekend. But the organization still needs your support, noting donations so far are down compared to this time last year. You can drop off donations at Access Storage, Scotiabank, IKEA, Toys R Us, and Winnipeg Fire Paramedic stations until December 19th. We have more details and a list of drop-off locations up on our website. Just head to ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. Santa Claus upgraded his traditional sleigh to a different mode of transportation to deliver joy to remote First Nations in Manitoba. CTV's Alex Karpa on why the visit is especially meaningful this year.
Santa didn't need his sleigh to spread holiday cheer. Instead, he used a plane to travel to several Manitoba First Nations communities. I was able to hitch a ride on the Manitoba Kiwetinowi Okimakanak Santa Express, making stops in 4 remote and northern communities, which saw kids of all ages excited to see Santa in the flesh.
It's something different. It brings joy and brings laughter. It brings togetherness.
Merry Christmas!
The Santa Express is visiting 25 communities in 5 days, delivering 12,000 treat bags filled with candy and toys.
Having Santa to just come into the community for kids to see Santa, where in the south you can just see him every day, but over here just once in a while. So this is just extra special.
It's not just kids Santa went to see, but as well seniors at this care home in Bunnabonaby Cree Nation.
Merry Christmas!
This initiative started back in 2009 and is a partnership with Manitoba-based Perimeter Aviation. But this year's excursion is a little different than others. Santa's visits to communities here in northern Manitoba were especially meaningful this year as thousands were forced out of their homes due to raging wildfires. Hundreds of fires this past summer in northern Manitoba forced over 30,000 people to evacuate, leaving many out of their homes for months on end.
Children are away from home, being absent from school, and I think this will do them good.
Seti says there's a ton of planning that goes into this yearly mission, but says it's all worth it, making sure every child can experience the Christmas magic no matter where they live. Alex Karpa, CTV News in northern Manitoba.
So sweet. Well, deck the halls for your chance to win and be featured on Your Morning Winnipeg. Here at Your Morning, we love the sights of the season, and we want to see how you've decorated for the holidays. All those nutcrackers, lights, and trees could help you win a $500 gift card from Red River Co-op and have the chance to show off your holiday house live on Your Morning Winnipeg with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit some pictures. Good luck.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Minus 11, so it is still mild, but it's looking very wintry out there with the snow now piling up on the streets. We've got a bit of a breeze this morning, a 28K wind out of the north-northwest, making minus 11 feel like minus 21. Pressure rising, humidity sitting at 85%, and yes, snow and blowing snow are a factor. There's going to be some drifting out there. Perhaps you may have shoveled like Director Kim did, and then it doesn't look like you did any shoveling at all. That's what we're waking up to this morning. So that snow will still be kicking around. You can see it here on the satellite image. Winds throwing that around as well. So it's not just falling snow, but the blowing snow, which will eventually taper off as that system continues to push off to the east. We might even start to see some clearing behind it, but we're also going to notice these temperatures dropping off. While -11, where we're beginning the day, is above seasonal, -19 would be a normal low, -9 a normal daytime high. So we're at -11 right now, but we're only going to cool down, which will keep us even farther from that daytime high of -19, or pardon me, -9, instead sliding to -14 later this afternoon, dropping another couple of degrees overnight down to -16. But the sky begins to clear out. In fact, late this afternoon it should begin to clear. We might see a bit of sunshine, although that sun is setting at about 4:27 now. So I don't know how much of that sunshine we'll see. It certainly will be a little bit clearer overnight, but then clouding back over again tomorrow with the chance of flurries again, and temperatures closer to what you'd expect this time of year, -10 on tap for tomorrow. But it gets colder throughout the rest of the week as even more sunshine makes an appearance. Weekend itself quite chilly on Saturday, a little bit milder Sunday. We might see some flurries with those heavier clouds, and then that is not a mistake. I did not forget to leave the minus sign off. +2, all the models in agreement. We got a big swoop up above the freezing mark.
Thank you, Terry. During Tuesday's State of the Province address, Premier Rob Canoe revealed new details about his government's promise to Manitoba Crown Indigenous Corporation. Canoe says the corporation will guide and coordinate the Churchill Plus project and help in the consultation with Indigenous communities. He says this corporation will be responsible for leading the talks with the federal government through its major projects office. Half of the corporation's board will be appointed by the province, while the rest will be appointed by First Nation and Métis governments. Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs Grand Chief Kyra Wilson says conversations with the province are still ongoing.
We still have a lot of work that needs to be done. We need to make sure that all of our First Nations leadership feel confident in the Manitoba Indigenous Crown Corporation. And so right now we are still doing that work as First Nations leadership and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard at the table and what the creation of this Crown Indigenous Corporation, what that will look like.
The government plans to introduce legislation in March to formally establish the corporation. Tragedy in Manitoba's far north. Mounties say a child has died after being hit by a vehicle while sliding on the snow. According to RCMP, a group of kids in Shamattawa were seen holding onto the bumpers of moving vehicles. Investigators say a 6-year-old boy was struck when a vehicle backed up. He was brought to the local nursing station but later died. Mounties say the investigation is ongoing. Ottawa is promising one of the most consequential updates to Canada's criminal code in generations. A new bill to toughen laws against gender-based violence, including making femicide a first-degree murder charge. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Nneka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless you do XYZ, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity law expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, mainly the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will.
McCain has recalled one of its tater tot products. The affected product is the Tasty Taters brand Crispy Potato Bites. A recall notice from Health Canada says they have been pulled due to pieces of plastic. The product was sold across the country in 800-gram and 1.8 kilogram sizes. Health Canada says it should not be used, sold, or served. Work is underway to preserve a massive art piece underneath Portage and Main. The future of the 400-foot concrete mural was left uncertain when the city announced the eventual decommissioning of the underground concourse. It was crafted by late Canadian contemporary artist Bruce Head in 1978. All year, Head's widow and a professor at the University of Manitoba have been working to scan and digitize the mural with the goal of making it accessible in virtual reality. Since then, researchers have managed to dig up several never-before-seen photos from the mural's creation and intend to incorporate those into the final product.
So we've begun inserting those into the virtual reality recreation, and so it's no longer just walking through the concourse. We're actually offering kind of a whole historical element of it, and many of these images have actually not been seen or unearthed for probably decades at this point.
The U of M's Jason Shields says the hope is to have the VR experience along with a scale replica of the mural ready for the public by April. Eventually, he plans to have the digital model available online so anyone can appreciate it. Here's a look now what's happening at Portage at Polo Park. It looks like things are moving well here, but we have a traffic note to tell you around southern Manitoba. Highways are open, but are listed as snow covered with some blowing and swirling snow. School buses are not operating outside the city of Brandon, and you should expect delays for those running inside the city. Alexander and O'Kelly schools are open, but Spring Valley is closed. If you have any other traffic tips, please let us know. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. The provincial average is lower at $1.16. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.13, and the lowest price in the city is $1.09. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Here's a look at what's happening now at the Christmas Cheerboard. We'll be back with more details after the break.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
All right, the snow is still coming down out here. It's still a little bit breezy as well, so expect to see some swirling, blowing snow as you're making your way around the city today, or outlying areas. Could be even worse where it's more open. That blowing and drifting tends to be even more of a factor. It's minus 11 right now, though it feels like minus 21 once you're factoring in that wind, which is 28 clicks out of the north-northwest. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 85%. So snow and blowing snow certainly will be happening throughout the morning hours. Later on today, we'll probably see this tapering off, and even the winds are expected to ease later on today. We might even start to see those clouds breaking up, moments of sunshine possibly. However, it's only going to continue to cool down through the day. We're sitting at minus 11 right now, and it isn't a mild start to the day for sure, but dropping down into those mid-minus teens and then staying a little bit colder now throughout the rest of the week. And even though the snow will likely taper off and we might see some sunshine late this afternoon, we're going to be seeing more of that snow back again for tomorrow. Headed over to Ainsley McPhail now, out on location. Let's find out where she is and what's going on. Hey, Ainsley.
Hi, Terry. The Christmas Cheerboard is getting ready and has been putting out these hampers and giving toys to children in need. Shauna Bell, the head honcho, joins us now. Paint a picture of where we are and what's going to happen with these boxes.
So here at 133 Paramount Road, we are delivering out the door. We started on Friday, and we've had probably about 1,000 hampers go out the door so far this year. But as you can see, there's still a lot of hampers that still need to find their homes. So we're looking forward to seeing delivery drivers come in. And each one of these hampers is roughly, some of them are 2 and 3 boxes, and they'll be going out to families in need right across the city. So it's a pretty big deal. We're very excited to be able to get this food and these toys out to families right across Winnipeg. Winnipeg, and we're happy that folks come out and help us out in making that happen.
When you say a lot, over 20,000 a lot, and it's going up this year as well.
Yeah, we do expect, we're trending upwards in how many families are requesting hampers this year. That's what we're hoping to do, is be able to get each and every one of them a hamper and make sure that their holidays are a little bit brighter with our help, and not just our help, but people right across Winnipeg, because the city is quite amazing for the kind of support we receive from them.
Well, let's talk about those people. Who are these people, and how rewarding is it to be part of this?
Yeah, we're so very lucky, Ainsley. We see so many people, businesses right across the city who come to us, who are doing donation drives out there, provide us with some food, some toys. We've seen a couple different organizations come to us just over the last couple days with 8, 10, 12 boxes of toys just waiting to go out to kids right across the city. So every single person that helps us make this a reality every season this city is just so incredible for the generosity of Winnipeggers and how we just rise up and rally together to help out.
What a friendly province we have with so many people struggling. Coming up after the break, we're going to tell you what age group needs toys the most.
The early markets, the Dow Jones and Nasdaq are down. S&P index flat. The Canadian dollar dropped to 72.20 cents US. Overseas, the Hang Seng added 106 points and the Nikkei fell 52 points. Good morning. It is 6:46. It was a busy year at the Canadian border here in Manitoba. Canada's Border Services Agency says between January and the end of October, more than 1.2 million people traveled into Manitoba, and some are trying to bring in things they shouldn't. Border guards made 341 narcotic seizures, including illegal cannabis, opioids, cocaine, and methamphetamine, 20 firearms, 45 prohibited devices, 375 firearm parts or magazines, and 855 prohibited weapons were also seized. In addition, more than $394,000 in cash, suspected to be proceeds of crime, was also seized. That's more than 3 times what was found at the border last year. Canada is pushing back against the new U.S. national security strategy, a document that aims to, quote, restore American preeminence in the West. CTV's Judy Trin takes a closer look at the plan some see as hostile.
They're not just defense assets, they are nation-building assets.
3 federal ministers present to announce a nearly $3 million investment in military satellites built and operated in Canada to surveil the Arctic and warn against foreign threats as part of North American air defense.
It will be operated here from Canada by Canadians, so it really is a sovereign capability.
It's sovereignty that continues to be challenged as Donald Trump pulls back support of Western allies in the administration's newly released national security strategy.
And what the United States of America chooses to do through its national security strategy is its choice. What we intend to do here with a new Canadian national security strategy is our choice. So we will continue to manage the relationship well.
The White House document calls for the U.S. to restore American preeminence in the Western Hemisphere and demands other nations make the U.S. its partner of choice while discouraging collaboration with others.
It's a kind of coercive economic nationalism.
Canada's former ambassador to NATO says the strategy could be viewed as hostile, that it lumps Canada in with Latin America, positioning it as a vassal state existing only to further American interests.
Focuses on buy American. We're going to push out competitors out of your markets because we're going to be the preeminent power in the region.
The Trump doctrine seeks to weaken China. It also calls for Europe to stand on its own 2 feet and is against NATO expansion. The Kremlin says the American strategy aligns with Russian policy.
A survey gauging the financial concerns of Canadians says grocery prices remain the most pressing issue. In the Nano survey, 42% of Canadians listed grocery bills as their highest financial stress point. 37% put it second. Personal debt, housing costs, and job security were listed as the other top concerns. 8% of respondents said they have no financial worries heading into the new year. The Winnipeg Jets were at home Tuesday night to start a 4-game homestand taking on the soaring Dallas Stars. A slow start for Winnipeg as they were down 3-0 in the second. Then Mark Scheifele got the Jets on the board with this one with just under 9 minutes left in the second period. Number 55 was a standout in this one, scoring twice for Winnipeg. Logan Stanley had a goal and Kyle Connor notched a pair of assists. On this night, though, that wasn't enough to defeat the Stars. Dallas edging out Winnipeg by a final score of 4-3. With the loss, the Jets' record is now 14-14-1. The Jets continue at home on Thursday with Boston visiting. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Some road closures to remind you about this morning following the rush. The westbound curb lane on Marion will be closed from Dupuis to Nicholas. The westbound Disraeli Freeway curb lane will be closed between Martha and Maine. And the eastbound curb lane on Academy will be closed between Waterloo and Queenston. If you have any other traffic tips to share, please text them to us at 10400.
Looking outside now and seeing that there's snow on the streets. Yesterday it was only on the sidewalks, boulevards, lawns and whatnot, but today you can see that those streets are a little bit snow covered, perhaps a little bit slippery as well, so give yourself some extra time this morning and extra time to sweep off your vehicle again if you were parked outside. There's also plenty of drifts that you'll be encountering as you're out and about. It's -11 right now, but it feels like -21. We got a 28K wind out of the north-northwest with the pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 85%. Yes, drifting is certainly a factor with those winds and the fresh snow that continued to fall last night and is still coming down this morning. There's a look at it right now on the satellite image, mostly here through the southeastern part of the province. We've got some clearer conditions up through parts of the north and eventually some clearing here in the southwest as well. And many places will enjoy some sunshine today. It just might be a little bit cooler. We're talking some low -20s or high -teens. That'll be the case all throughout northeastern Manitoba. Northwestern Manitoba also a few breaks in those clouds later today. You'll start to see a little more sunshine. Further into the north, you're into the -20s, but most of northwestern Manitoba will be in those mid to high -teens. Now, it might be a little bit cooler than what it's been. And especially here through southern Manitoba, we're probably going to notice things cooling down as these temperatures continue to drop throughout the day today. So it will be slowly and steadily cooling. -9 was our warmest temperature, and that was at about 1 a.m. this morning. We've dropped off from there. We're going to continue to drop off from there, ending up at about -14 or so for later on this afternoon. Yes, we're still dealing with that snow and the stronger winds. Both of those should ease later on today. We might start to see the sky clearing somewhat. Northwestern Ontario, slightly clearer conditions, and those, well, from high single digits to -double digits and into the mid-teens. As we continue on through the rest of the week, it will be a little bit cooler. So from that -9 early this morning, we're going to be dropping to about -14 from there, staying below seasonal -9 normal for this time of year until we suddenly spring up above the freezing mark. That's waiting for us on the other side of the weekend. The weekend itself, though, looking pretty chilly, especially on Saturday with -20s as the high.
Thank you, Terry. A full circle moment for Indigenous and specifically Inuit groups. A total of 62 items and artifacts have been repatriated from the Vatican. CTV's Dylan Dyson has details on the centerpiece that's at least a century old.
Daryl, do you want to do the honors?
A repatriation decades in the making.
You're looking at something that is a part of our history, but also Inuvialuit and Inuit across Inuit Nunagat still harvest in very similar ways.
This kayak, believed to be between 100 and 125 years old and taken by explorers from Canada's north, was being held by the Vatican.
I know Minister Melanie Joly and Prime Minister Trudeau both intervened directly with Pope Francis and with the highest levels of the Catholic Church, specifically on this item. That somehow morphed into a larger conversation that led to 61 other items being identified by the Catholic Church to be repatriated.
An essential piece of Inuit culture and life taken from a community without permission.
One of the explorers came to the region seeing the item, and this may be one of the ways that it was collected.
The items that were taken from us or taken from our grave sites or taken forcibly, those are of concern and consideration to us.
You can see beluga oil stains around the cockpit here.
The return of these items to Canadian soil, a crucial part of reconciliation with Canada's Indigenous peoples. And there's more symbolism with this repatriation. Canada's Minister of Sport, a former Olympic paddler who won gold in the kayak, recognizes his own achievement has been made possible by the innovation of the Inuit.
The repatriation is, it's part of the calls to action. It's part of the agreement that was made with respect to the apology that the Pope undertook, and it's a great day.
But the 62 repatriated artifacts will not be put on display, but rather returned in time to the communities they were taken from.
This is going to be a process that will take months, maybe perhaps years, to fully understand and attribute each of the items where it belongs.
We're ready to be the custodians of the items for as long as needed.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Hey ho, the Festival du Voyageur is getting ready for another year, and we want you to go. What's a better stocking stuffer than some tickets to the annual festival? Your Morning Winnipeg has a family day pass for 4 to give away this week. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword fiddle. Good luck. Christmas is fast approaching, but some kids won't be able to spend the holidays at home. Instead, they'll be at Children's Hospital. But their stay is now going to be a little more fun. As CTV's Harrison Shin shows you, they'll have more toys to play with thanks to a grade 4 student.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome to Whitemouth, where Ian Heinrichs, a grade 4 student at Whitemouth School, is printing his Christmas magic.
I own a 3D printer and I want to print a whole bunch of little things like this to give to the Children's Hospital.
Ian plans to make 300 of these mini toys for children who will spend their holidays in Winnipeg's Children's Hospital. Ian and his dad were in a mall in Winnipeg, and a passerby asked if they wanted to donate a teddy bear to the hospital. His dad said yes, but Ian went 299 steps further.
When I found out, I just wanted to do it.
Midsummer or so, Ian asked for a 3D printer, and he said, well, you can just buy it for me and I will just pay you back. And I said, absolutely not. You're going to save up enough money to do this for yourself if that's what you want.
And he and his other 2 brothers saved up $500. When Leah heard Ian's idea,
I was so proud of him in that moment. I think I teared up a little bit. He's always been somebody that thought of others, but he was really thinking kind of big picture.
With these mini toys, Ian wishes one thing for kids in Children's Hospital.
Maybe just Merry Christmas.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Whitemouth, Manitoba.
Good job, Ian. All right, here's a look at what's happening outside on the drive. You can see the streets are snow covered, so take your time this morning. Give yourself some extra stopping distance and some extra time as you head out. We'll be back after this short break. It's Wednesday, December 10th. Today, U.S. booze back. American alcohol returns to liquor marts with soaring demand and limited stock available through Christmas Eve. Plus, Transat rebounds. Air Transat works to recover its schedule after a last-minute deal avoided a pilot strike. And plow name frenzy. The city unveils 51 pun-filled finalists and wants residents to vote for official plow names. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Wednesday to you. It is 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. At 7:52, we're going to tell you about how obviously the snow is here to stay. People are going to be using sidewalk salt to prevent slippage. There's all kinds of hazards out there for your pets, whether they're walking outdoors. The cold is a factor. There's also, it's the holiday season. There's going to be chocolate everywhere in your home. So there's a lot of things to remember to protect your pets, to keep them safe, to keep them warm. So we're going to have the Winnipeg Humane Society joining us at 7:52 to give us those reminders. But it's pretty obvious. There's lots of snow out there right now and more to come.
And more to come, yeah. I mean, it's still coming down right now, so it will continue to pile up. And it's not just falling, it's blowing. We've got some stronger winds this morning, and so drifting is a bit of a factor. I've been talking about the fact that if you happen to shovel, as Director Kim did, it doesn't look like you did because the winds blew all that snow right back into place. But hope you appreciated the little bit of exercise and fresh air that you got, even if the results don't look the way you'd like. It's minus 11. That's what we're waking up to as far as temperatures go. That is above seasonal. Minus 19. That would be a normal low. but it feels a little colder than that. We've got a wind chill value of -21 with 28K winds gusting out of the north-northwest. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 85%. And today, the biggest change up you're seeing is the snow sticking to the streets. That wasn't the case yesterday. They still look just wet and clear for the most part, but now we are seeing some of that snow on the streets themselves, so you're not able to see the lines the same way, and that snow is still going to continue to fall, as you can see here on the satellite image. Not for a whole lot longer yet. It will continue to taper off. Within the morning hours, it'll be done, and in fact, later on today, we might even start to see some clouds clearing out throughout much of the province. Many places will begin to see a little more sunshine, but we're also going to notice temperatures falling through the day. More snow is coming back for tomorrow, so get ready for that. Another round of the white stuff through Thursday, and then starting to look a little bit clearer once we're moving toward the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, a little bit sunnier, a lot colder Saturday. We're going to notice these temperatures steadily falling into the weekend, but then suddenly bouncing back up, and we've got a +2 waiting for us, if only for a day. And our art today is all thanks to Millie. I love your whimsical, colorful unicorn. Thank you for sharing this picture with us, and we'd love to see more of what you're working on. So draw, color, or paint and send that picture to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The Weather Art of the Day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
Poor driving conditions have forced a number of school division closures and cancellations in western Manitoba. Brandon School Division buses will not be running outside Brandon today, and Spring Valley School is closed. Classes are canceled in the Turtle Mountain and Fort LaBosse School Divisions. There are no buses for Rolling River School Division, and Colony schools are closed. Classes are canceled in Southwest Horizon, and buses are canceled in Park West, but schools are open. Winnipeg police have charged someone with impaired driving just 1 week into Winnipeg's annual holiday check stop program. In all, 20 drivers were found to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. 7 drivers failed drug screening tests, and 11 drivers registered a warrant for their blood alcohol level. Winnipeg police stopped 613 vehicles in the first week of its holiday check stop program. Every driver stopped at a check stop is now required to take a breathalyzer and drug screening test. Last year, approximately 17% of all traffic fatalities in Manitoba involved impaired driving. The force is reminding drivers, if you plan to drink or consume cannabis, don't drive. Instead, choose a safe alternative, such as a taxi, transit, or designated driver. Holiday check stops will continue throughout this month and into early January. When Manitoba's liquor marts open for business this morning, customers will notice some familiar products and brands are back after months-long hiatus. American booze is set to return to liquor mart shelves today for a limited time. The Premier says the response from Manitobans has already exceeded the province's expectations.
Just this week, I learned that the only thing more popular than taking American booze off the shelves is putting American booze back on the shelves.
The province's back stock of American alcohol went up for sale to private vendors, restaurants, and wine stores Monday. The Premier says within the first 3 hours, $1.9 million worth of booze was sold. The province had expected to sell only about half that amount in the first hours of the return. The general public will now be able to get its hands on the American liquor, as roughly 100 U.S. products will return to select Liquor Mart stores until Christmas Eve. Manitoba Liquor and Lottery says up to $500,000 from the sale will go to cheerboards in Winnipeg, Brandon, and Thompson. There's been another mass die-off of Canada geese in Manitoba, this time in Lockport. It comes after another flock in Niverville succumbed to avian flu last week. And as CTV's Joseph Bernacki shows you now, experts say it's likely more birds will be affected by the rapidly spreading strain of the avian flu virus.
Never seen dead geese like this ever.
Rick Schween of St. Andrews says he went to check ice conditions on the Red River Tuesday. Instead of good ice, he saw dozens of dead geese scattered all over.
I noticed a lot of dark spots all over the ice, especially near open water.
Schween likes to snowmobile and spends a lot of time outside. It's surprising to him that his community is also being affected by avian flu, and he's worried it is spreading out of hand.
It's really sad, and the thing is that it also is affecting maybe other avians, because eagles and crows and other animals are actually eating the carcasses of these dead geese, and that may spread the flu or the avian flu even further.
Take a look at this die-off near the Lockport Dam. It's one of 3 locations within a 5-minute drive of the dam where geese have been found dead in just 1 week. Frank Baldwin, wildlife biologist with the Canadian Wildlife Service, says it's concerning that other animals and birds are eating virus-infested geese.
One of the unique attributes of this particular virus is its ability to move through a whole lot of different hosts. This year, we've got confirmations from the provincial lab for a variety of different fur bearer scavengers, and then also things like bald eagles, crows, magpies, ravens.
Baldwin says the province is testing geese from the Lockport area. Geese in Niverville tested positive. He says our warm falls are not helping hold off the virus, and so it remains uncertain as to how many more birds are at risk.
In cases where we have more normal falls, where we get snow, which pushes birds out more so than cold, then I think the chances of seeing, this mass mortality events is probably much lower.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
If you come across a dead bird, the province says do not handle it. And officials say it's important pet owners keep their animals away from dead geese as well. Longtime PC MLA and former Manitoba Premier Calvin Goertzen says he will not be seeking re-election. In a post on social media Tuesday, Goertzen thanked the voters who have supported him since 2003. He said he was making the announcement now to give people time to consider seeking the nomination and time for the party to plan. During his time in the government, Goertzen held a number of cabinet positions, including health, education, and justice minister. And following the resignation of Brian Pallister in 2021, he briefly served as premier until the PC party elected Heather Stephenson as its new leader. PC Party of Manitoba President Peter Smith tells CTV he wishes Kelvin and his family all the best and says he will miss having his great experience and knowledge of the party close at hand. Party leader Abi Khan is expected to release a statement on Goertzen this morning. The winter route parking ban took effect last Wednesday, and enforcement is well underway. The city says it has already issued 1,007 tickets and towed 689 vehicles since it went into effect. That's an average of about 167 tows and 114 tickets per day. A reminder, the ban is in place on designated streets every day between 2 and 7 a.m., regardless of whether or not there's snow on the ground. Here's a look now at the current traffic situation at Confusion Corner. You can see the streets are snow covered, and we have some reports of a lot of snow in southern Manitoba. Highways are open, but they're listed as snow covered with some blowing and swirling snow, so be mindful of that when you head out. You'll need some extra time. If you see any problems out on the streets, please let us know.
Some good news for Christmas travelers. Air Transat has reached a tentative agreement with the Airline Pilots Association, preventing a disruptive strike just one day before it would have started. Flights that were already canceled, though, will not be reinstated. No word yet on details of the contract. SpaceX is moving ahead with plans for an initial public offering that would seek to raise significantly more than $30 billion. People familiar with the matter are saying in a transaction that would make it the biggest listing of all time. The Elon Musk-led company is targeting a valuation of about $1.5 trillion for the entire company, which would leave SpaceX near the market value that Saudi Aramco established during its record 2019 listing. The oil major raised $29 billion at the time. Shareholders have given their blessing to a plan by Teck Resources and Anglo American to join forces and create one of the world's biggest copper mines. Shareholders on both sides of the Atlantic were overwhelmingly in favor of the $70 billion deal. Ottawa is still reviewing the plan and could nix it. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Thank you, Roger. Let's go down to Ainsley, who's live at the Christmas cheer board this morning. It's a busy place, especially right now. They're getting ready for crunch time. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. This time of year can be stressful for so many of us. The cost of food, we really feel it, especially during the holiday season. Back in 1919, when the Christmas cheer board got started, a loaf of bread was just 10 cents and a suit was $30. So some things change, some things don't change, but the need is greater than ever. Last year, they delivered over 21,000 hampers to folks. This year, that need is rising, and there's in need of volunteers to drop off about 7,000 hampers left. There's also toys for kids. So coming up at 7:27, we're going to tell you about these amazing volunteers.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's windy and it's blowing snow around.
Yeah, it's still very much looking like a snow globe out here this morning. And I noticed, even just as I was walking down the sidewalk, and I could see on the sidewalk that one of those little sidewalk plows had come through and moved that snow, except the wind blew it back over this morning. So when I was just trying to get into the building, the snow was ankle deep. I did switch up my footwear this morning. I'm wearing proper snow boots today, and I'm glad about that choice, especially with some of the drifts that have formed as a result of those stronger winds, which are still in place. It's minus 12 right now, feeling like minus 22 as those winds are even stronger than they were last hour. Now 32 clicks out of the northwest. The pressure rising and the humidity sitting at 83%. So the snow is still coming down, but still being kicked around as well with those stronger winds, which will eventually ease, and the snow will eventually taper off, and we might even start to see a few glimmers of sunshine later today. Some other places might have a better chance as the clouds are likely to clear. But for many of us, we're going to notice these temperatures dropping off, as mild as it may be this morning if you don't factor in the winds. Minus 12 right now. Lower than last hour, but we're going to get lower and lower yet, sliding down into the mid-teens this afternoon.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Thank you, Terry. Time now for our question of the day. We want to know, what's your favorite holiday tradition? You can text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions are amazing. We want more, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals. Send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to Pet of the Week at CTV.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this.
We all know just how cold Manitoba winters can be. Imagine not having a winter coat, boots, a toque, or mitts, and stepping out into the cold. That's the reality for many kids. But you can change that. Give the gift of warmth. Donate to Coats for Kids.
Good morning. Manitobans are getting their first chance to weigh in on the new location of a supervised drug consumption site in Winnipeg. Friday, the province announced the facility will be housed at 366 Henry Avenue, just north of the Exchange District. On Tuesday night, a public meeting about it was held at Silo Mission. This was supposed to be the first of two public meetings to address questions and concerns, but the Premier says they will add a third meeting on Monday to hear from businesses in the area which may have concerns about the location. He says this might delay the planned January opening by a few weeks.
Because we're going to be flexible. We've changed the location already. We've added another consultation session. We're going to continue to be flexible. I'm asking people to be flexible too here. We know we need to take action on drugs. We're doing the law enforcement, we're doing the prevention, we're doing the treatment. We need to have this piece according to the experts too.
Canoe says the supervised drug consumption site is like Buckley's. It tastes bad, but it works. Health Canada has approved the first drug designed to treat postpartum depression. It's a pill taken once a day for 14 days, and doctors say it can start relieving depressive symptoms in as few as 3 days. The drug was approved for use in the United States in 2023 and is also being used in the UK and the European Union. Remember when the city of Winnipeg decided it was going to name its plows and ask for online submissions? Well, Winnipeggers responded with an avalanche of potential names. Now the city has plowed the possible names down to a short list, and it wants you to vote for the best. There are 51 names to choose from, and only 12 will be selected as winners. Among the notable submission, Winnie the Plow, Sleetwood Mac, and Plowy McPlowface. How about Emperor Plopatine, or just Mr. Plow from The Simpsons? Several names include puns on local athletes, including Melt Stiegel, Grady Oliveira, and Mark Chevalier. Go to engage.winnipeg.ca to vote for your favorite. The polls will be open until December 31st. There are no plows over here on McPhillips Street, but traffic is certainly moving slower. The streets are snow covered. They're slippery. Give yourself some extra time. Around southern Manitoba, highways are open but are listed as snow covered with some blowing and swirling snow. So if you live outside of Winnipeg, be mindful of that as you head out this morning. You will need some extra time.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Time now for some entertainment news. Prairie Theatre Exchange kicked off 2 weeks of hilarious holiday shows Tuesday evening. And keep your calendar open because you may want to see this one twice.
Would you look at these two? I can hear their hearts pitter-pattering from all the way across the store.
It's called Outside Jokes Holiday Musical Extravaganza. And no two shows are the same. That's because the talented actors will be creating a unique holiday rom-com musical every night based on audience suggestions. The show runs through December 21st, and PTE is offering ticket discounts for each subsequent show you decide to go see. An anonymous bidder now owns a prized possession of Academy Award-winning director Francis Ford Coppola. Coppola's unique wristwatch is an FB Journe FFC prototype. It sold at auction for $10.8 million. Phillips Auction in New York sold it for the highest price ever paid for this type of watch. A concert trade publication has released a list of the most popular touring artists of the last 2 decades based on ticket sales. Topping Pollstar's rankings is Coldplay with 24.8 million tickets sold. Next is U2 with 20.2 million tickets sold, and Ed Sheeran with 19.6 million. Rounding out the top 5 is Dave Matthews Band with nearly 19.6 million tickets sold, and Taylor Swift, who sold about 18.9 million tickets. But keep in mind her debut album was not released until 2006, and numbers of tickets sold is a different metric than money grossed. Beat the midweek blues with some great entertainment starting at 7 with Shifting Gears and Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. The Final 4 race to the finish on The Amazing Race at 8:30, and The Floor wraps things up at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
The CTV Primetime lineup is brought to you by Strictly Amish, exclusively in Arborg, Manitoba.
Driving in today, Terry, it was slippery, snow-covered streets. It wasn't fun.
I noticed yesterday I had some errands to run into the evening time, and already the conditions were changing, and I was starting to see the snowplows out on the streets. Not sure which snowplows I saw. Of course, they haven't been named yet. But anyway, the crews were working already to get some snow off the streets, but then it just continued to fall overnight, and now you can see those snow-covered streets as we look through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. So do keep that in mind. Your drive will certainly be affected, and visibility will also be a little bit poorer as well. Temperature-wise, we are still above seasonal as far as the temps across southern Manitoba go, where minus 19 is a normal low. Most of us are just into the minus double digits, a degree cooler than we were last hour. We were at minus 11 when we kicked off the show. We were actually at minus 9 at 1 a.m. this morning, and we've been watching those temperatures or feeling those temperatures fall, and we'll still notice that trend throughout the day. Moving up into northern Manitoba, it's much colder yet, pushing into those low minus 20s, and that's before we're even factoring in the winds. And the winds this morning, you're going to notice them. They're certainly adding a bit of a bite, making our minus 12 feel like minus 22 here in Winnipeg. But those wind chill values, especially up in the far northeast, are pushing into the mid to even high minus 30s. There might be a little bit of clearing happening later on today, but this morning, at least here in the southeast, it's still looking pretty snowy, with the winds kicking around that snow, creating drifts and swirling snow, blowing snow, all of that. That snow will eventually taper off, and the sky might start to clear later on today. Some places have a better chance of seeing that sunshine earlier than we do, places where the snow isn't falling first thing. We're still dealing with that snow, minus 12 as kids get settled into the classroom. Cloudy through the lunch hour, minus 13. You're going to notice it's still falling into the afternoon as those clouds begin to clear out somewhat. Minus 14 is probably where we're going to settle through the afternoon, but falling then to minus 16 overnight. Tomorrow, close to seasonal, minus 9 being normal for this time of year, but it only gets further from that number as the sky clears toward the weekend. A beautiful shot of the sun setting out in the Hecla area. Thanks to Cheryl for this. Keep the pictures coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. Deck the halls for your chance to win and be featured on Your Morning Winnipeg. Here at Your Morning, we love the sights of the season, and we want to see how you've decorated for the holidays. All those nutcrackers, lights, and trees could help you win a $500 gift card from Red River Co-op and have the chance to show off your holiday house live on Your Morning Winnipeg with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit some pictures. Good luck. Dog lovers might say there are a few situations that can't be made better by a four-legged friend, and now that even extends to court appearances. CTV's Leah LaRocque on a new therapy dog program.
When Kaboom enters the courthouse, there is no judgment or objections.
If there's a need and we can help,
send you in the power of dog.
The retired racing greyhound, now turned therapy dog, offers support in some of life's most challenging moments.
The story of Kaboom, that he's, tried to be a running dog, but couldn't quite turn the corners. And I would tell my clients that, and I think they almost would relate to that, okay, even this dog's not perfect.
Defense lawyer Kate Irving knows how powerful Kaboom's gentle demeanor can be for her clients.
That trial lasted for weeks, and that made a huge difference for my client to just be able to meaningfully participate and be there and deal with the very serious charges that he was facing.
There are about a dozen dogs, including Danny Girl, the Bichon.
She just, is quiet and resourceful.
Or Clara, the Golden Retriever.
I've seen her stay an hour with someone crying. Just doesn't move, doesn't talk, no judgment, just there to help.
Part of the program that started as a pilot about 10 years ago, now a staple here, completely run by volunteers. Fundraising efforts only covering parking at the courthouse.
Once in the courtroom, dogs like Kaboom will go to somebody who's testifying or a victim in a case, and he'll sit beside them, calming them, sometimes sitting there for hours. Some trials can even last for months.
The dogs helping staff and visitors here too.
We deal with heavy stuff, and when the dogs comes, you can feel the pressure go down, the shoulders go down, and the stress go away.
I think they're a great resource for any victim who needs the support. It's offered.
These dogs helping provide the paw in order to anyone who needs it.
Just to remind them that, hey, you're not alone. I'm here.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Santa's elves are busy at the Christmas cheerboard, and they need some support from the community. We're going to tell you what you can do to help them. Ainsley is live at the Christmas cheerboard this morning. They have so many great volunteers there, but they always need some extra help from the community. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning, Manitoba. Who better to chat with than the volunteer coordinator, Deborah Halligan. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
How many volunteers do you have?
We have about 430 scheduled volunteers.
And we see lots behind us, but as we mentioned earlier, it's not going to be here for long.
I hope not. I hope Winnipeg will come and show up like usual.
What does it take to make this operation run smoothly?
It takes a lot of people just coming in from the public to 133 Paramount Road. Come in and take a hamper or two or three and deliver them to our clients.
And the time commitment, it varies because you can take as many as you'd like or as little as you'd like.
Exactly. We figure about 3 to 5 hampers is maybe 2 to 3 hours, and it's fun. Nothing like fun with your friends and family to come and deliver some hampers.
Oh, I've done it. I made it a date the one time. I said, put on the Christmas music and let's head to different areas. And that's what's cool about Winnipeg, too. It's very suburban, so you can kind of pick the neighborhood that you want to help out.
That's for sure. We have people that come and say they're going to a party, and the ticket into the party is you have to deliver hampers on your way to the party. Pick your neighborhood, pick how many hampers you want to take out and deliver.
And if you have maybe some suggestions, a workplace or a hockey team, any other ones?
We have just friends, and we have seniors who come in on coffee breaks. Come, deliver some, go back for coffee. Why not?
I love that. Let's do a last push because you're urging people. You've got about 7,000 boxes left for the hampers, toys for kids. Why should people take part in this?
Because it's good for your soul, and it's going to bring you a little joy, bringing joy to our clients. You cannot imagine the faces when you deliver a hamper with toys to families in Winnipeg.
You've been here almost a decade. How rewarding is it for you to take part?
Like I just get all tingly. I'm already getting goosebumps now. Just thinking of how much fun it is to work here and to bring joy.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Like, can you not feel it? Can you not feel the Christmas spirit at 7 in the morning? Woo! Okay, all right. We got coming up at 7:42.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. And you feel it. When the snow is flying, you really feel like you want to help out in this community.
You're right, but she's accurate too. That kind of joy and love, it shares through the screens. It's just one of those things that you really can. It's a tangible feeling, and it's lovely. especially when it's looking so blustery outside, which it is this morning. That snow is still coming down. It's windy as well. So we've got the falling snow, we've got the blowing snow, and -12 as a result of that wind, which is out of the northwest, gusting to 32 clicks. It feels like -22. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 83%. Snow-covered streets out there this morning, so that's a change up from yesterday as well. And drifting is also a factor because those winds kept kicking around all of that snow. So even if it was once cleared, it likely doesn't look like it has been if you're peeking out there this morning. Here in the southeast, the snow is still falling. Many other places are already not just dealing with the snow that has tapered off, but the sky beginning to clear, and we're seeing some of those clearer breaks, although the sun isn't up yet. What time is it? 7:31. Sun not rising here in Winnipeg till I think 8:15 this morning. I'll double check that, but it'll be a while yet. -14 is where we're headed today. I know we're at -12. We were at -11. In fact, at 1 a.m. we were at -9. But it's only going to continue to cool down throughout the day today. But the snow should taper off. The winds will even ease eventually, and we might even start to see some breaks in those clouds. We'll certainly start to see some clearing into the evening overnight. The breaks in the clouds might actually come after the sun sets because the sun is setting at about 4:27 these days. So certainly noticing those shorter days. But we're getting close to the solstice. Next week, is it next week? The week after. Anyway, we're getting close to that. -16, that's our low temperature overnight with just a few clouds hanging around, but those clouds will stack right back up again for tomorrow and the snow will be falling again. We're going to deal with some winds on the lighter side this time, and -10 is very close to a seasonal daytime high. -9, that would be normal for this time of year. So we'll have one day fairly close to it, but then falling further from it. Friday starts to get a little bit clearer, and clearer yet on Saturday, but clearer and colder. All of a sudden, though, looking into the start of next week, we've got this huge bounce up. All of the models are showing it. We could be up above the freezing mark, if only for a day.
Poor driving conditions have forced some school divisions across Manitoba to make some schedule changes today. Brandon School Division buses will not be running outside Brandon today, and Spring Valley School is closed. Classes are cancelled in the Turtle Mountain and Fort LaBosse School Divisions. There are no buses for Rolling River School Division, and Colony schools are closed. Classes are cancelled in Southwest Horizon, and buses are cancelled in Park West, but schools are open. Buses are also cancelled in Beautiful Plains Division while schools are open. Schools are closed in Prairie Spirit and Garden Valley School Divisions. Borderland has closed all Western Region schools, including Altona, Gretna, Rosenfeld, RVS, and Emerson. And in the DSFM, buses are cancelled for École Saint-Lazare, Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes, Saint-Jean-Baptiste, and La Source. Winnipeg's mayor says he supports creating a new emergency service dedicated to responding to mental health crises because it will let police focus on violent and property crime. The city's Executive Policy Committee has approved a motion from Mayor Scott Gillingham for his office to work with a consulting firm to outline how the proposed service could work with community partners, health system supports, and the city's 911 operations. Gillingham says someone calling 911 for a mental health crisis needs a mental health worker, not a badge and gun response or a firefighter. Statistics from Winnipeg Police show that dispatchers fielded more than 21,000 calls relating to mental health concerns last year. With zebra mussels now spreading in Clear Lake, Parks Canada says it will make a decision on future boat use in the new year. According to a Parks Canada newsletter, the goal is to have a decision on watercraft management for Clear Lake by February. Motorboat use was prohibited on the lake this summer following the discovery of the invasive species back in November 2023. Parks Canada says testing now shows the zebra mussels are reproducing and are likely to spread throughout Clear Lake. It also warns the larvae could travel downstream through Wasamine Creek and into the Little Saskatchewan and Assiniboine River systems. Because of this, Parks Canada is now redirecting its efforts to prevent the spread and protect the other lakes and water bodies in Riding Mountain National Park. Canada's ambassador to the U.S., Kirsten Hillman, is stepping down.
I spoke to the Prime Minister about this, and I said it's time, I think, for me to start a new chapter. He had asked me back in the spring to stay on for the transition of his government, the new government, and the transition to the new Trump administration. I agreed to do that, and I'm honored to have done that.
Hillman will step down from her role in Washington, D.C. early next year. She started the job in March of 2020 and was the first woman to serve in the position. Hillman also helped renegotiate the Canada-United States-Mexico trade agreement as deputy ambassador. Her resignation comes ahead of a review of that agreement set to begin next year. She says it's important to have someone new in place in time for that process. Multiple sources tell CTV News that Canadian financier Mark Wiseman will likely be named as the next ambassador. A magical festive season is underway at Hampton Court Palace in London, which was once home to King Henry VIII.
We're recreating Tudor feasting by having some meat on the fire. We've got some beef, which we're currently roasting. We're also making some marchpane, so we're going to be making some figures.
They're preparing festive food fit for a king. The palace's historic kitchen interpreter puts in the work to teach historic recipes, all in costume for guests. Beef was a staple on the Christmas menu back then, along with a selection of poultry, tongue in jelly, quince pies, and orange tarts. There's also spiced wine and beer available. Some road closures to remind you about this morning following the rush. The westbound curb lane on Marion will be closed from Dupuis to Nicholas. The westbound Disraeli Freeway curb lane will be closed between Martha and Maine. And the eastbound curb lane on Academy will be closed between Waterloo and Queenston. If you have any other traffic tips to share, please text them to us. And here's a look now at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. The provincial average is lower at $1.16. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.13, and the lowest price in Winnipeg is $1.09. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Taking a look outside, it's still snowing. It's -12. The streets are snow covered. Give yourself some extra time to get to work today. We'll be back after this short break.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
I look outside this morning, it's -12. -22, though, is what you're going to want to dress for. Yeah, feels a little bit colder as those winds out of the northwest are moving to 32 kilometers per hour. Pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 83%, and the biggest change up from yesterday, you see the snow out there on the streets, it is sticking now. I mean, yesterday it was on the sidewalks, boulevards, all of that, but the streets were mostly just wet, and now today those streets are snow covered and even drifts in some places. So keep that in mind, it'll affect your commute, and everything is going to be looking a little bit wintry now. However, the snow isn't likely to continue for much more. It is already starting to taper and push off to the east, and we're even starting to see some breaks in these clouds in some parts of the province, and that means some sunshine on the way. It will be a little bit cool, though, so just keep that in mind. High teens and low 20s expected through most of northern Manitoba, and you might still see some precipitation up in the far northeast around Churchill, but many other places starting to see some breaks in those clouds, and once that sun eventually rises into the 8 o'clock hour, a mix of sun and cloud is expected. High teens, minus teens, high minus teens to low minus 20s. That's what you can expect through much of northwestern Manitoba. Southwestern Manitoba, low double digits to mid minus teens. A little more sunshine. You will start to see those clouds. You're not seeing the snow. You saw it yesterday. I think Brandon got about 10 centimeters of snow with that system. We're still seeing it coming down right now, and our temperature slowly and steadily falling. We were at -9. That was 1 a.m. this morning, and we've only slowly been watching these temperatures fall throughout the course of the morning, and later on today dropping down to about -14. But the snow should be tapering off in the next couple of hours, and we might start to see those breaks in the clouds for later on today. Further to the east of us, you'll also likely see some of those breaks, but then the clouds are back for tomorrow, bringing another round of snow. -9 is normal for this time of year. We'll be closer to it tomorrow, but falling further from it as increasing amounts of sunshine come out for the weekend. You can see those temperatures plummeting for Saturday.
Thank you, Terry. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the Christmas cheer board this morning. We know that there is a need for drivers right now, but there's also a need for donations. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. I'm joined by Susan Gill. And Susan, people come in here and they're not sure how it's funded. And Winnipeggers, that's how it is.
It's all Winnipeggers. A lot of people come in and they think, oh, the government must help you out. You must be getting some kind of donations from them every year and grants and stuff. No, this is totally grassroots. It's been that way for over 100 years. it is purely Winnipeggers that make this happen. Yeah.
And unlike so many other places in the country, we're quite unique.
I think we are. A lot of places we've heard that just do gift cards, they don't have the people. Again, Winnipeg, they come out, they donate, they volunteer. Like, this place is solely run on the backs of every citizen of this city. It's amazing.
And you're looking for more because the need is greater than ever. What in particular is needed?
Well, you know, we always need the toys and the food, but I don't think some people understand that to start off, we have to purchase like 3/4 of our food, half of our toys, because we have to start packing. So we have a lot of bills to pay. So, you know, we'd love more of that kind of donation. We need to start packing a month before Christmas. So we have to buy a lot, and yeah, we have to pay those bills in January. So, you know, our people are great. They remember us year after year without us even soliciting, but we need a few more people to add on to that so we can cover the growing costs, which is so high. Everybody knows that. So
what people might not notice too is the sheer volume. Like, we're standing in one of the 2 warehouses, and this isn't everything.
Oh no, like half of our stuff has already been packed. It's already been taken to the other warehouse. This place was wall-to-wall groceries when we bought them. Like, it was just full. Now we've made room for hampers and stuff because all the groceries are now in those, and half of them are at the other building. So it's a huge volume.
So much gratitude, so much warmth in this room. Thank you so much for being here every year. Thank you for being here on our show this morning. And I'm sure Winnipeggers receiving these gifts at this time of year are also extremely grateful.
Thank you, Ainsley. Many people will be traveling over the holidays, and if you're renting a car, you need to make sure you have the proper insurance because there may be limitations that come as a surprise. CTV's Pat Foran explains.
Ellen Economopoulos of Toronto took a road trip in Alberta with her children this past summer. She rented a vehicle, but unfortunately the windshield cracked after being hit by a piece of gravel.
On the way back to Calgary, I noticed that there was a big loud sound in my windshields.
Economopoulos had car rental coverage through her credit card, but when she submitted a claim, it was denied because she was told the vehicle she rented was too expensive.
I didn't know about that, and I was a little bit shocked because I said, well, at least I'm lucky that it was only a windshield.
The insurance company, Global XL, said vehicles not covered are any vehicle with a manufacturer's suggested retail price, excluding all taxes, over $65,000 Canadian. The vehicle rented was a Dodge Durango RT 2025 with an MSRP of $73,695. As such, we are unable to cover any expenses in relation to your claim.
Are we supposed to ask how much the car is worth? I don't know. Whose job is it to tell us that?
My advice to anyone would be to read those provisions carefully.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says whether it's a credit card or your own auto insurance policy, there may be limits on the type and value of vehicles you're allowed to rent. You really need to check the policy.
It may say $50,000, it may say $60,000. Each insurance company may have a different limit.
You can contact your insurance company to see if you can purchase additional coverage that will cover more expensive rental vehicles.
If you drive a Honda Civic and you pay a premium for a Honda Civic, it makes no sense to go and rent a Lamborghini with Honda Civic insurance.
Economopoulos had to pay $600 for the windshield repair, but is relieved that was the only damage done.
I rented so many cars and I didn't know that. And that's actually kind of dangerous because I could be liable for so much more.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy 10th birthday, Duke. Love Mom, Dad, Pete, Peanut, and all your family. Happy 7th birthday, Noah. Lots of love from Dad, Mom, your little brother, and grandparents. Happy 24th birthday, Hannah. Your mom says you're the best thing that ever happened to her, and the icing on the family cake. Happy birthday, Cindy. Love from all your family. And happy 17th birthday, Rachel, from your grandma and family. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff. 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca. Weather brought to you by the Winnipeg Humane Society. From all the dogs, cats, and critters, thank you for your kindness.
Temperatures today will be cooling, but we actually started the day at -9. That was at 1 a.m. this morning, and we've dropped off from there. But normal for this time of year is -9. Unfortunately, we're just not going to stay there. Last year, we managed to get close to that number, just above it, in fact, at -8.6. But the record in 1928 was above the freezing mark at +6.7, almost 7 degrees, so well above normal. That won't be the case for us. As I mentioned, we're only going to continue to watch that temperature fall through the day. The snow, the blowing snow, that continued overnight. If you did some shoveling yesterday, you'll probably wonder what all that effort was for. That was Director Kim saying, it doesn't even look like I shoveled. So if you didn't shovel, you could say you did. Nobody would be any wiser. Anyway, the snow and blowing snow will continue to taper off here in the southeast. Other places, it's already tapered off, and you're beginning to see the sky clearing. With the sun up soon, we might even see some places enjoying some sunshine through the day, but it will start to get a little bit colder yet as these temperatures continue to fall. We're going to end up in the mid-teens, this mid-minus teens this afternoon, and then stay below seasonal throughout the rest of the week.
The snow is here to stay. The temperatures have dropped, and when it's like this, you obviously need to wear a good winter coat, toque, boots, and mittens. But so does your pet. Pets also need protection when going outside. They too can get frostbite and hypothermia. Joining us now from the Winnipeg Humane Society is Jamie Murphy. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Now, it's snowing outside. It's cold, it's blowing, it's not pleasant. People will be spreading some of that sidewalk salt. There's a lot of things to consider about your pet to keep them safe. What are some of the biggest hazards right now, especially when it's this cold outside?
I think it's really important to point out that essentially using the guideline, if it's cold for us, it's cold for them. Okay. Frostbite can start occurring on animals as soon as we drop below freezing temperatures. So we want to make sure we're watching for any signs of frostbite and hypothermia with our animals at home, especially if they're spending prolonged time outside. So signs we're looking for is discoloration, painfulness, stiffness in their body. Hypothermia, you're looking for a little bit more of a unresponsive, weakness, lethargy, and both those things do require veterinary attention. So it's very important that we stay on top of those things and use things like the coats, the boots, all that fun stuff to make sure we're preventing any unnecessary pain for our animals at home.
Because their little paws, if they get salt between their paw pads, that could cause all kinds of problems too,
Can cause some irritation for sure. There are special salts and ice melts that are designed to be safe for pets to use. Okay. Some of them do cause chemical irritation, especially if it's a little bit too dry out and our pets aren't used to being outside. So getting a pet safe specific ice melt is really important.
And if you're, obviously your pet will need to go outside to relieve itself. Yeah. Keep the walks short.
Keep walks short. Focus a little bit more on indoor activities to keep their brain and body moving, you know?
Okay,
So that could be food puzzles, that could be little indoor agility courses. Okay. We love posting things like that on our social media, so you can sometimes see some ideas there. But also making sure they aren't staying out too long and that you're monitoring your pet while they're outside, because a lot of people, even with those big thick coated dogs, they think, oh, they're fine outside. They're not developed quite yet for that. They're not spending their whole time outside. They're usually in your house. So when they're going outside, they aren't prepared for that level of temperature change.
Okay, but there are some animals that stay outside.
Yes.
So what do you want people to keep in mind to protect them in that case?
A big thing for me is community cats, animals that are cared for by multiple people who may be strays, ferals, things like that. Okay. So making sure that those animals are getting extra calories if you are feeding any outdoor strays, making sure that you're providing adequate shelter. The Humane Society actually just posted a great tutorial on how to build an outdoor cat shelter using styrofoam, a Rubbermaid bin, and some straw for insulation. So setting something like that up can really help save a lot of lives during the winter.
And don't put a towel in there because that doesn't help, right?
Yeah, we want to look for proper insulators. So styrofoam and straw, things like blankets and towels have really great intention, but often draw a lot of the body heat out of the animal that might be seeking support or warmth in that shelter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some people might say, where am I going to find straw right now? But there are many stores that sell it.
Oh, yeah. You can buy it in big packages, small little packages, anywhere that sells like garden center stuff usually.
Good to know. Okay, so now let's switch it up a little bit. The holidays are here. People will be entertaining. There will be a lot of food around. Chocolate, I know this for a fact because my mom always tells me about this. Keep the chocolate away from the animals.
It's a pretty easy one to remember, yeah. Other things, though, are really important as well. Simple things like poinsettias here actually can be quite toxic to cats and dogs if ingested, so it's important to keep those out of reach. It's also important that we're watching what we're putting on our Christmas trees at home. A lot of times we see a lot of foreign bodies where cats ingest things that are put on the cat trees, like the tinsel, or on the Christmas tree, sorry. So they'll ingest things, so be careful what we're putting there and monitor your animals throughout the holidays because there's a lot of change, a lot of new stuff that's coming out for them to get into mischief with.
Let's switch it back to the animals that are outside. Check on their water too because it freezes so quickly, right?
Yeah. No, heated pet bowls are available at most PV Mart, things like that. You can find a plug-in pet bowl that keeps it heated. As well, another really big thing is making sure that in the mornings before you start your car, we're banging on the hood of that vehicle. A lot of outdoor cats or small animals might seek out the warmth of an engine bay underneath that hood or in the wheel wells, so it's really important that we give a couple bangs on the hood there. Even honk your horn if you see a lot of cats in your area, just because it's really warm in there. They're going to seek out that spot, and we want to make sure we avoid getting them injured or burnt in any way by starting the vehicle.
Jamie, thank you for all of this. So
many
my gosh,
tips for you. No, my pleasure. Thank you.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we are taking a trip to Edmonton. It is the Oilers and Sabres Buffalo power play here. Josh Doan on the doorstep goes between the legs, lifts it right over Stuart Skinner's pad for a gorgeous goal. Showing off some real nice hands, scores the second of the game, and that one landing him your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we've got Game 3 of the rivalry series. Canada faces off against the USA, and the Americans have won the first two games. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
The TSN Must-See Moment is brought to you by Super Blinds, helping your home get holiday ready with Blinds by Hunter Douglas.
It's Wednesday, December 10th, deadly avian flu, where the latest outbreak has devastated the goose population after the virus was detected in dead birds south of Winnipeg last week. Tentative airline deal, travelers can breathe a little easier at news. Air Transat pilots will still be flying today. And the latest technology gives Santa's elves a welcome assist in spreading joy to kids in hospital. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 8 o'clock on your Wednesday. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. We have all kinds of gift ideas if you're going to host or if you're hosting a party or you are going to visit a party. There's really great wines that are great sipping tastes during the holiday season. We're going to have the Wine House join us with some wine ideas. Also, if you're wondering about those Christmas holiday traditions that you do every year, we're going to find out a little bit more on where they came from. We're going to have a historian join us and dive into really taking a deep dive in the history of the holiday season. Exciting. All kinds of traditions.
It's looking like the holiday season out there right now. Yeah, the snow has been piling up. It started a couple of days back, but it really had its effect yesterday, mostly due to the winds. I've been talking all morning long about if you happened to shovel. As Director Kim, she put so much work. She was out there for hours shoveling the walk, and then she got up this morning. She's like, you can't even tell. I think she lied. Anyway, minus 12 is where we're sitting right now. It feels like minus 22. Those northwest winds, they're gusting to 32 kilometers per hour. The pressure rising, the humidity sitting at 83%. No, I don't doubt that she did put the time in. I noticed, too, the drifts on my walk into work this morning. I walked half a block from the taxi cab into the side. But honestly, it's ankle deep, and I could see that those little street plows had come through. You could see the tracks of it, but the drifts that had formed just on top of that. The snow is blowing around all over the place, but it it will start to taper off before too long. Some places it's already beginning to clear, and you'll enjoy a little more sunshine today. But the noticeable thing about today will be the cooling temperatures. We were at a more seasonal -9 just after midnight, but now it's already starting to fall off from there and will continue to drop through the day. The snow, there it is on the future cast. That will taper off, and I mentioned we might get some breaks in the clouds. A little more sunshine today. Even the winds are likely to ease somewhat later on today, but those temperatures will be falling. Now, heavier clouds are coming back tomorrow with another round of snow, and there you can see from the north right down to the south, flurries are expected. By the time we're rolling on into the weekend, though, that should be clearing out. It's going to look a little bit brighter this weekend, but it's only going to get colder yet. I mentioned cooling down this afternoon, but then tomorrow fairly close to seasonal with another round of snow. But look how far we get from those seasonal temps on Saturday as we plummet into the low -20s. Thanks to 5-year-old Millie for today's beautiful, colorful art, and we would love to see more of what you're working on, so draw, color, or paint, and send that picture to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The Weather Art of the Day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
A week after a flock of geese succumbed to avian flu in Niverville, there's been another mass die-off of Canada geese, this time in Lockport.
It's really sad, and the thing is that it also is affecting maybe other avians because eagles and crows and other animals are actually eating the carcasses of these dead geese, and that may spread the flu or the avian flu even further.
Ian says he went to check ice conditions on the Red River Tuesday. Instead of good ice, he saw dozens of dead geese. This die-off near the Lockport Dam is one of 3 locations within a 5-minute drive of the dam where geese have been found dead in just 1 week.
One of the unique attributes of this particular virus is its ability to move through a whole lot of different hosts. This year we've got confirmations from the provincial lab for a variety of different fur bearer scavengers, and then also things like bald eagles, crows, magpies, ravens.
If you come across a dead bird, the province says do not handle it. Officials also say it's important pet owners keep their animals away from dead geese as well. Longtime PCMLA and former Manitoba Premier Calvin Goertzen says he will not be seeking re-election. On social media Tuesday, Goertzen thanked the voters who have supported him since 2003. He says he's making the announcement now to give people time to consider seeking the nomination and the party time to plan. During his time in government, Goertzen held a number of cabinet positions, including Health, Education, and Justice Minister, and briefly served as Premier following Brian Pallister's resignation in 2021. Air Transat still has some catching up to do with its schedule after avoiding a pilot strike.
I've been on the phone, trying to see if they can get me started the next flight as soon as possible, but I've been on the phone for a couple of hours yesterday.
The airline says its priority is to fully restore operations after more than a dozen flights were canceled in anticipation of a possible strike. A tentative deal was reached just hours before this morning's strike deadline. It comes after a year of talks, with the union pushing for similar gains made by Air Canada and WestJet pilots in recent years. Terms of the tentative deal have not been released, and it still needs to be ratified. A vote is expected in the coming days. Toy Mountain still has room to grow. Thanks to your help, the Salvation Army managed to raise $55,000 in donations and nearly 5,000 toys over the weekend. But the organization notes donations are down compared to this time last year. You can find a list of drop-off locations on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. And here's what's happening right now along the Norwood Bridge. You can see the streets are snow-covered and possibly causing a few delays this morning on the roads. Highways are open right now outside of Winnipeg, but they're snow-covered with some blowing and swirling snow, so that's a cause of a number of school bus cancellations and school closures. If you have any other traffic tips or updates, please text them to us at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
All right, let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail. We've been talking with the Christmas cheer board throughout the morning and really getting a bird's eye view of what's going on there right now and the things that they need to support families at this time of year. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Families in Manitoba are so giving and loving. And what's interesting about the Christmas cheer board too is that there's different ways that you can donate your time or your money. Tracy's the program coordinator. We're going to talk about the Feed a Family program. I cannot believe that within this program 3,000 hampers have gone out. Tell me how it works.
So our Feed a Family program is when people, individuals, corporations, businesses, churches, they call in and they sponsor families who have applied for a hamper. So we will give them a family. They build the hamper, they buy the food, they buy the toys, they contact the family, and then they deliver it all out to them. So it, rather than getting one of our hampers delivered or a recipient picking up, that family or corporation will actually take care of the whole process, which allows us to get more hampers into other hands in the community.
Which is obviously great because the traffic here is immense.
The traffic here is it's very busy.
Yeah.
Very busy. So we're hoping that by adding more sponsors to our Feed a Family program, that it also offers a connection to the community for those people who are reaching out that are in need. It gives a little bit more of a connection so that people are feeling less isolated as well, so they're in contact with those families. And it's an immense support to us. We rely on that so that we can deliver to others in the community that need our help this season.
When you hear a figure like 3,000, I'm trying to just picture 3,000 people, and it's wild. How great is it?
It's incredible. As I've said many times, especially this season, is Winnipeggers have the biggest hearts. They come out, they deliver food, they deliver toys to us, they do what they can, they come and they give us their time, and I can't even imagine how, like, if you think in a concert or, you know, like in relation to what that number is, if you think about a 3,000 group of people and all those people behind that are supporting those people.
Thank you so much. Okay, 8:38, we'll see you again.
Thank you, Ainsley. A full circle moment for Indigenous and specifically Inuit groups. A total of 62 items and artifacts have been repatriated from the Vatican. CTV's Dylan Dyson has details on the centerpiece that's at least a century old.
Wayne and Daryl, do you want to do the honors?
A repatriation decades in the making.
You're looking at something that is a part of our history, but also Inuvialuit and Inuit across Inuit Nunagat still harvest in very similar ways.
This kayak, believed to be between 100 and 125 years old and taken by explorers from Canada's north, was being held by the Vatican.
I know Minister Melanie Joly and Prime Minister Trudeau both intervened directly with Pope Francis and with the highest levels of the Catholic Church, specifically on this item. That somehow morphed into a larger conversation that led to 61 other items being identified by the Catholic Church to be repatriated.
An essential piece of Inuit culture and life taken from a community without permission.
One of the explorers came to the region seeing the item, and this may be one of the ways that it was collected.
The items that were taken from us or taken from our grave sites or taken forcibly, those are of concern and consideration to us.
You can see beluga oil stains around the cockpit here.
The return of these items to Canadian soil, a crucial part of reconciliation with Canada's Indigenous peoples. And there's more symbolism with this repatriation. Canada's Minister of Sport, a former Olympic paddler who won gold in the kayak, recognizes his own achievement has been made possible by the innovation of the Inuit.
The repatriation is, it's part of the calls to action. It's part of the agreement that was made with respect to the apology that the Pope undertook, and it's a great day.
But the 62 repatriated artifacts will not be put on display, but rather returned in time to the communities they were taken from.
This is going to be a process that will take months, maybe perhaps years, to fully understand and attribute each of the items where it belongs.
We're ready to be the custodians of the items for as long as needed.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. And the biggest change up that you're going to notice this morning is the snow piling up on the streets. I know yesterday it was on the boulevards, it was on the sidewalks, it was on the lawns. But today the streets themselves looking a little bit snow covered, perhaps a little bit slippery, and the winds really kicking around all of that fresh snow, which by the way is still coming down. Temperature wise, The temperatures are also coming down, falling throughout the course of the morning. We were at -9, which would be a seasonal daytime high. That was at 1 a.m. this morning. And now we've watched these temperatures slide. We're sitting at -12 here in Winnipeg, seeing similar temperatures through the southern part of the province. Moving into central Manitoba, even colder yet, pushing now into those mid-minus teens or high minus teens, and then up into the low -20s as we're looking across northern Manitoba. And these values, well, this is before we're even factoring in the winds. And the winds, by the way, they have picked up. We've got 40K winds gusting now here in Winnipeg, making that -12 feel like -22. But up in the far northeast, it's the low to mid -30s that it's feeling like this morning, though the conditions a little bit clearer across northern Manitoba. There you can see some breaks in the clouds. The last bit of snow still lingering here in the southeast, but that'll continue to push off to the east as the day goes on. So the snow will taper off, the winds might even ease, but the temperatures will just continue to drop. So as that happens, we'll start to see those clouds clearing out a little bit, and then the temperatures will remain below seasonal throughout the rest of the week. So down to about -14 later on today. -9 I mentioned being normal. We'll be close to that tomorrow, but get a lot farther from that, especially this weekend as the deep freeze hits. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Some good news for Christmas travelers. Air Transat has reached a tentative agreement with the Airline Pilots Association, preventing a disruptive strike just one day before it would have started. Flights are already canceled, though will not be reinstated. No word yet on details of the contract. SpaceX is moving ahead with plans for an initial public offering that would seek to raise significantly more than $30 billion. People familiar with the matter are saying in a transaction that would make it the biggest listing of all time. The Elon Musk-led company is targeting a valuation of about $1.5 trillion for the entire company, which would leave SpaceX near the market value that Saudi Aramco established during its record 2019 listing. The oil major raised $29 billion at the time. Shareholders have given their blessing to a plan by Teck Resources and Anglo American to join forces and create one of the world's biggest copper mines. Shareholders on both sides of the Atlantic were overwhelmingly in favor of the $70 billion deal. Ottawa is still reviewing the plan and could nix it. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
If you have a wine lover on your holiday list or you're looking to bring a nice wine to a house party, the Wine House has great tasty options to share. And joining us now are Marlies Tibbs and Lucy Bateman-Hatton. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, if you are invited to a party, you should always come with something, right?
Should come with something, whether it's a bottle of wine or some snacks, but something. It's always nice to leave something that can be opened while you're there or left to share after.
And it's kind of a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, and if you're having a party, it's nice to have some options, some
It's
sipping
nice to
options.
have different sipping options for people to try. So we've brought with us today the Tico wines. These are kind of our house wines.
Okay.
This is a wine that's made just for us by Ventisquero in Chile, and we're actually having a little party on Saturday where people can come and try the new vintage. So,
okay, so tell us about the flavor and what you would eat with this.
These are full-bodied red wines. I really like to have. These kind of go with everything, so you can do like pizza, steak, burgers, just a charcuterie board, watch a movie. Very relaxing.
Gosh, you're talking to my soul right now. Okay, so what do you want people to? You also offer like really great packages. So if you're looking for a gift idea, not just a hostess gift package, but just even a Christmas present.
Christmas present. We've got pre-made gifts.
Okay, so
this is from Tasca in Italy. So this has 3 different types of wines, 2 reds and 1 white. We can also do custom orders. So Lucy's put together here a basket with some of our favorites. I'll let her tell you about that.
Okay, what's in there? There's lots.
We have a bunch of snack stuff. We have a rosé, a bubbly, a white, and a red. So we can do a wide variety. And we can customize anything, and we can wrap on site. You can have a glass of wine in our wine bar while you're waiting. Yeah, lots of options.
Let's talk about what you should be sipping at Christmas time. Do we lean more towards reds at this time of year, or are whites okay?
I think it depends what you're serving. So like I often start Christmas with a glass of bubbly. So when my friends and family come over, I like to open up champagne, or we've got Jalmas here, which is like a Prosecco. And then it depends what we're having after that. White is still super delicious with lots of different foods that we serve at the holidays. So think of like your dips, or if you've got soups or something on the go. And reds, it depends on, again, what you're having. Like some reds pair really well, like if you do a Christmas lasagna, or some with people do ham. It just depends what you have. There's lots of great options.
Are there whites that you should avoid that are a little too summertime sipping?
No, I think sometimes when it's really cold, we all want a memory of summer. So it's good to have that sip and remember the warmth.
Okay, any other messages for people? Because you have this really great box here, which is a great gift idea. It's filled with tiny ports, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we brought in an advent calendar from Quevedo in Portugal, and everyone thinks, for us, we think of it as a Christmas gift because it's so busy leading up to the holidays.
Yeah.
You feel rushed to finish it, and I love to find an advent calendar under the tree because then I have something to look forward to through January.
That is lovely. Okay, what else do you have here for us?
Yeah, we also have, we do like 2-bottle gift wraps.
Yeah.
We've got some wine puzzles that are fun.
This one here, yeah.
And then if you're, we have these gift boxes that are free with minimum purchase. So if you come in and you need something fast, we can pop it in a box. It comes with crinkle paper. We wrap it up and you can go.
You just make it so easy for people. They don't even have to think about it.
That's our goal.
Okay, where are you located and what do you want your people to know about where to find you?
We are located at Kenaston and McGillivray, so 1600 Kenaston, Unit 110, and you can also find us online at thewinehousewinnipeg.com. We deliver across the city for free.
And do you bring a bottle for yourself and then bring one for the hostess?
Yeah, always.
Okay, so that is kind of the basic rule. You want to make
something to share while you're there and something to leave for them to have after.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing this with us. And again, if you want more information, we have a link on our website.
All right, I'm noticing those winds, which have increased now and are gusting to 40 kilometers per hour out of the northwest. Minus 13, which has been a slow, steady drop over the course of the morning, now feels like minus 23 because of those strong winds. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 82%. It's a little bit brighter out here right now. I think we're almost, I don't know what time it is. Is it 20 past 8 right now? 8:21. Thank you, Director Kim. So the sun actually technically rose at 8:15 this morning, so we're about 5 minutes into daylight, but it is pretty cloudy out here. We might start to see some of that sunshine later today as the clouds break up somewhat. Some other places might have a better chance. The last little bit of lingering snow is right over this southeastern corner of the province. It's still coming down and blowing around, so snow and blowing snow, but eventually that will taper off. And then the clouds will clear. However, it might be after sundown at 4:27 this afternoon before we really start to see that clearing. And then the clouds, they're coming right back in again for tomorrow with another round of snow. But tomorrow will be a little bit warmer because today our temperatures are actually going to be continuously falling into the mid-minus teens, whereas tomorrow will be closer to seasonal. -9 is normal for this time of year, and tomorrow will be around -10. But getting further from that, the weekend, bundle up. We're talking low -20s on Saturday, and that'll be for your daytime high. Here's a picture taken out in Hecla. Beautiful shot of the sun setting off in the distance behind that snowy lake. Thanks to Cheryl for the photo. Keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful, helping your home get holiday ready with blinds from Hunter Douglas.
At Your Morning, we love the sights of the season and we want to see how you've decorated for the holidays. All those nutcrackers, lights, and trees could help you win a $500 gift card from Red River Co-op and have the chance to show off your holiday house live on Your Morning Winnipeg with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form and submit some pictures. We have Christmas trees, Santa Claus, and gift giving, all traditions that play a big part of the holidays. A local historian and author has taken a deep dive into common traditions during this season and what started it all back in history. Joining us now is historian and author Jerry Bullard. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning.
Thanks for joining us. Now, tell us why you wanted to learn more about Christmas and its traditions. Why did you take this road?
Well, I was a historian specializing in the theory of assassination, and I thought I would try something a little lighter. So about 30 or 35 years ago, I switched to a specialization in the history of Christmas, and I've been extremely happy with it ever since.
Okay, so in your search, in your deep dive into the history of Christmas, what did you discover? Any surprises along the way?
Well, I was so delighted working lately on a book on Christmas in Canada to see just how different Canadian Christmas is from Christmases around the world. We have our very own traditions that you're not going to find anywhere else.
Things like what?
Well, how about La Guignolée in Quebec, where groups of people go from door to door and sing a song threatening to torture the oldest daughter of the house unless they're given food. It's developed from the Middle Ages in France and has now turned into a charity food drive in Quebec.
Well, that is pretty interesting. What else do we have here in Canada that nobody else has?
Well, we have female gift bringers. In the Maritimes, there are a number of figures, such as Mother Goody or the January Baby, who come on New Year's Eve and fill up kids' stockings with all the little leftover treats that weren't given out at Christmas.
Well, that's interesting as well. What about Manitoba? Anything that we do here that you don't see very often elsewhere?
Nothing unique, but historically we're unique. We were among the first to have a Santa Claus parade in 1905 in Winnipeg. A Winnipegger invented Pumpkinhead, the sad little bear, who was Santa Claus's little mascot for a long time for Eaton's. We do wonderful things like Ukrainian Christmas and the 12 meatless dishes. We've imported Icelandic Christmas traditions, including the 13 little imps that arrive over the holidays with names like Meat Hook and Door Slammer and Yogurt Gobbler. There's all kinds of wonderful new additions.
That is so cool. Okay, well, let's talk about the origins of Santa Claus. Where did that come from?
Santa Claus emerges out of the shadow of St. Nicholas in New York in the early 1820s, when a number of people, influential people and artists in New York, were trying to domesticate Christmas. Christmas had turned into kind of a rowdy, outdoor, alcohol-fueled event. And by using the Dutch legend of St. Nicholas, or as they called him, Sinterklaas, this was a way of moving Christmas indoors and focusing on the children. And a couple poems of the 1820s, the most prominent of which was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Okay.
Yeah,
That
really
is so
helped
neat.
that notion.
Well,
Yeah.
we love hearing about this history, and it's a little strange and a little quirky, but a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Snow is still falling this morning, and the temperatures are too. We're now sitting at minus 13, but it feels like minus 23 with some strong winds gusting out of the northwest to 40 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, the humidity sitting at 82%. We're seeing the snow piling up in the streets now too, so that'll be affecting your drive. And then the swirling snowy conditions and the drifts forming in the open areas will certainly affect that highway commute as well. All things to keep in mind. Now, the snow is primarily just still falling here in the southeast. Many other places, it's not only tapered off, the clouds beginning to clear, and we will see some increasing sunshine even here in the southeast as well. It'll just take a little bit longer because we're still waiting for that snow to end. And I think even the winds will eventually taper off somewhat, but the temperatures themselves, they'll continue to fall down to about minus 14 for this afternoon. And then it will be later on today when those clouds begin to clear. 4:27 is when the sun goes down, so I'm not sure how much of that clearing we're actually going to be able to enjoy or appreciate. Most of it will be in the overnight hours as we drop to minus 16. Now for tomorrow, those clouds are coming back again, and they're bringing another round of snow. Temperatures tomorrow will be close to seasonal, closer than anything else after this, because it will get colder yet. Tomorrow minus 10, when minus 9 is a seasonal daytime high, but I mentioned we'll get further from that. Look at these temperatures into the weekend, sliding right down into the low 20s, but then into next week, that is a +2 with all three models in agreement that we're going to have a huge bounce up only for a day. It might actually be more annoying than anything, but a warm up is coming next week.
Thank you, Terry. When Manitoba's liquor marts open for business this morning, customers will notice some familiar products and brands are back after a months-long hiatus. American Booze is set to return to liquor mart shelves today for a limited time. The Premier says the response from Manitobans has already exceeded the province's expectations.
Just this week, I learned that the only thing more popular than taking American Booze off the shelves is putting American Booze back on the shelves.
Back stock of American alcohol went up for sale to private vendors, restaurants and wine stores Monday. The Premier says within the first 3 hours, $1.9 million worth of booze was sold. The province had expected to sell only about half that amount in the first hours of the return. The general public will now be able to get its hands on the American liquor, as roughly 100 U.S. products will return to select liquor mart stores until Christmas Eve. Manitoba Liquor and Lottery says up to $500,000 from the sale will go to cheerboards in Winnipeg, Brandon and Thompson. Manitobans are getting their first chance to weigh in on the new location of a supervised drug consumption site in Winnipeg. Friday, the province announced the facility will be housed at 366 Henry Avenue, just north of the Exchange District. On Tuesday night, a public meeting about it was held at Silo Mission. This was supposed to be the first of 2 public meetings to address questions and concerns, but the Premier says they will add a 3rd meeting on Monday to hear from businesses in the area which may have concerns about the location. He says this might delay the planned January opening by a few weeks.
Because we're going to be flexible. We've changed the location already. We've added another consultation session. We're going to continue to be flexible. I'm asking people to be flexible too here. We know we need to take action on drugs. We're doing the law enforcement. We're doing the prevention. We're doing the treatment. We need to have this piece according to the experts too.
Canoe says the supervised drug consumption site is like Buckley's. It tastes bad, but it works. Italian cooking is already loved across the globe and is now being officially recognized as a cultural treasure. Italy's Prime Minister has confirmed Italian cuisine will be added to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The bid was first launched in 2023, hoping to recognize Italian cuisine as a social ritual that binds families and communities together. Industry groups estimate the UNESCO recognition could boost tourism for Italy by up to 8% in 2 years. Santa Claus upgraded his traditional sleigh to a different mode of transportation to deliver joy to remote First Nations communities in Manitoba. CTV's Alex Karpa on why the visit is especially meaningful this year.
Santa didn't need his sleigh to spread holiday cheer. Instead, he used a plane to travel to several Manitoba First Nations communities. I was able to hitch a ride on the Manitoba Kiwetinowi Okamakinak Santa Express, making stops in 4 remote and northern communities, which saw kids of all ages excited to see Santa in the flesh.
It's something different. It brings joy and brings laughter. It brings togetherness.
Merry Christmas!
The Santa Express is visiting 25 communities in 5 days, delivering 12,000 treat bags filled with candy and toys.
Having Santa to just come into the community for kids to see Santa, where in the south you can just see him every day, but over here just once in a while. So this is just extra special.
It's not just kids Santa went to see, but as well seniors at this care home in Bunnabonaby Cree Nation.
Merry Christmas!
This initiative started back in 2009 and is a partnership with Manitoba-based Perimeter Aviation. But this year's excursion is a little different than others. Santa's visits to communities here in northern Manitoba were especially meaningful this year as thousands were forced out of their homes due to raging wildfires. Hundreds of fires this past summer in northern Manitoba forced over 30,000 people to evacuate, leaving many out of their homes for months on end.
Children are away from home, being absent from school, and I think this will do them good.
Sethi says there's a ton of planning that goes into this yearly mission, but says it's all worth it, making sure every child can experience the Christmas magic, no matter where they live. Alex Karpa, CTV News in northern Manitoba.
Here's a look at what's happening now on the St. James Bridge. Things are moving slow over here. As you can see, the streets are snow covered, they're slippery. Also outside the city, highways are open, but they're snow covered with some blowing and swirling snow. So that could be causing delays outside the city as well. If you see any problems out there, please let us know. And here's a look at your, pardon me, at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. The provincial average is lower at $1.16. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.13, and the lowest price in Winnipeg is $1.09. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
For our cue of the day, we wanted to know, what's your favorite holiday tradition? Marlene loves family coming to make dinner and watching a movie later. One of Lawrence's favorite traditions is getting together with siblings and going to cut down a real Christmas tree. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail. Some would say volunteering or helping out in the community at this time of year is a good holiday tradition for some families. Ainsley, you're with the Christmas Cheer Board this morning.
Absolutely, and it's a CTV Your Morning tradition to come to the Christmas Cheer Board and have a conversation with Shauna. Alyssa's joining me as well. She's with communications. And the volunteers, Shauna, I don't even have words for how wonderful it is to have community rally around this cause.
We couldn't do anything that we do here without all the community and our regular volunteers that come in and help us out year over year over year. It's an incredible experience and just a wonderful feeling when you see those familiar faces join us, and knowing that everybody's here. They're happy to be here, and they just want to help out and make sure that we are able to help so many families have a peaceful and enjoyable holiday season.
And that's what it's all about, the need greater than ever. We've mentioned it time and time again. You guys are even purchasing food. What does it take to put an operation like this together?
It's huge. We start in the spring when we start purchasing toys, and then that continues on to when we're purchasing all the food. We put out tenders at the beginning of June and start putting our orders in, and then everything's received in October. So it's a big process, takes a lot of time. Isn't just a couple months of the year, it's happening year round. But again, it doesn't happen without everybody in this community coming forward and pitching in.
Speaking of community, you guys have a drive coming up, Alyssa.
Yeah, so this Saturday we have Santa on Nairn. So it's 641 Nairn, and we will be accepting toys there from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. And yeah, it's been really great to see how generous Winnipeggers are this year. It's pretty incredible.
What can people expect from an event like that?
Yeah, so we have seen a ton of community support for the cheer board. We rely so heavily on people to donate toys. This year we're looking especially for toys for older kids, ages kind of 10 to 13 in that range, and people have been super generous. It's been really cool to see everyone come out and support.
Thank you guys so much for being here. You just get such a warmth heading into the Christmas season. They need volunteers too, okay? So head to a link on our website for more details and deliver those packages.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. And a lot of people will be warming up outside by shoveling their driveways today, Terry. It's still falling out there.
Yeah, that's a good reminder too, but take some breaks. If you've got some shoveling to do, take it easy. We don't have to get it all done in one day. In fact, with these winds, maybe you don't get much done. Director Kim spent so long out there shoveling. She was like, she got her full workout in for the week, and then the wind blew it all back into place. Anyway, we are still dealing with those strong winds. As you can see, they're right now out of the northwest, gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. And that wind is making minus 13 feel like minus 23. You can see those flakes still falling outside. The pressure is rising. The humidity, that's sitting at 82%. And seeing some of that snow piling up on the streets as well, with perhaps some poor visibility still in some of the outlying areas or more open areas where that wind can really kick around that snow. But that snow is tapering off. It was far more active earlier this morning, and now it's starting to ease as it pushes off to the south, off to the east, and clears out of our area. It's actually probably already cleared in some parts of the province where you're going to enjoy a little more sunshine. Sun is up now, finally. Not that we're going to be seeing a lot of it, but maybe later on today, some breaks in those clouds and brief moments of sunshine. But then the clouds moving back throughout the overnight hours and bringing another round of snow tomorrow. From northern Manitoba right down into the south, we'll be seeing those flurries again. Today, the temperatures will continue to fall throughout the day. Tomorrow will be close to seasonal, but then it's going to clear out later on this week, and as it clears, it gets far colder yet. While tomorrow might be close to seasonal, minus 9 being normal, we'll drop past that today. Well, we were at minus 9 first thing this morning. Tomorrow closer to seasonal, but there you can see it really starts to plummet as we're looking ahead to a pretty cold weekend. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Christmas is fast approaching, but some kids won't be able to spend the holidays at home. Instead, they'll be at Children's Hospital. But their stay is now going to be a little more fun. As CTV's Harrison Shin shows you, they'll have more toys to play with thanks to a grade 4 student.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome to Whitemouth, where Ian Heinrichs, a grade 4 student at Whitemouth School, is printing his Christmas magic.
I own a 3D printer and I want to print a whole bunch of little things like this to give to the Children's Hospital.
Ian plans to make 300 of these mini toys for children who will spend their holidays in Winnipeg's Children's Hospital. Ian and his dad were in a mall in Winnipeg and a passerby asked if they wanted to donate a teddy bear to the hospital. His dad said yes, but Ian went 299 steps further.
When I found out, I just wanted to do it.
Midsummer or so, Ian asked for a 3D printer. And he said, well, you can just buy it for me and I will just pay you back. And I said, absolutely not. You're going to save up enough money to do this for yourself if that's what you want.
And he and his other 2 brothers saved up $500. When Leah heard Ian's idea,
I was so proud of him in that moment. I think I teared up a little bit. He's always been somebody that thought of others, but he was really thinking kind of big picture.
With these mini toys, Ian wishes one thing for kids in Children's Hospital.
Maybe just Merry Christmas.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Whitemouth, Manitoba.
Renowned neurologist Dr. Michael Hill thought he was giving a talk about his work with endovascular therapy until...
Dr. Hill? Yeah. Just want to let you know, I'm not actually an interviewer. I had a stroke. Oh, you did? Thanks to you and the work of your team, I have my independence back.
I was able to walk my daughter down the aisle on her wedding day.
Thank you for giving my children their mother.
The room was filled with people whose lives had been saved thanks to the work of Dr. Hill's team, which proved that endovascular therapy could cut deaths from ischemic stroke in half. Dr. Hill joins us this morning alongside John Vipont, who we saw in that video. Dr. Hill, I imagine it's not every day that you find yourself in a room full of people whose lives were saved thanks to endovascular therapy. So what was it like for you once you realized what was going on that day?
Yeah. Well, as you pointed out, I was told it was going to be a focus group and do a little bit of teaching, but it quickly became apparent that I should just sit back and listen and not try to teach. So that was, I mean, it's always wonderful to hear great patient experiences and great outcomes. And I was fortunate to be actually the one in town that week and able to represent the team of people from Calgary and across the country who really made this happen.
Now, John, you suffered an ischemic stroke, and that happens when an artery flowing into the brain is blocked by a blood clot. That happened last June, and you underwent EVT at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. What has your recovery been like?
Terry, I can say my recovery has been fantastic. I'm not where I want to be yet, but each day I plug away. I work on different exercises every day. And thanks to Dr. Hill and his team, I'm sitting here today, able to speak with you, and I keep a positive attitude and keep on going.
Terry, John just told me he's firing tennis balls at his garage using his old hockey stick.
Aw, I love hearing that. I can't imagine the work that you've had to do in your recovery, but that is remarkable, and we wish you all the best, of course, as you continue to recover, and I'm optimistic that you're going to get back to your full self. Now, Heart and Stroke has been funding research breakthroughs for 75 years. So, Dr. Hill, how important is it that we continue to fund research projects, both big and small?
Well, this evolution of stroke therapy's been remarkable, but it's probably started, 15 or 20 years ago, and many of the people involved in the work all across the country, including our group in Calgary, have been partially or completely funded by Heart and Stroke Foundation. So this work, traces its roots back to many of the projects that have been researched across the country from this kind of funding. So this kind of funding leads to these kind of possibilities. It doesn't always work. In fact, lots of time it doesn't work, but these kind of things are only possible because of the funding.
And honestly, every time it does work, it gives us a little more hope and it moves us toward a better future. So back to you, John. I mean, we heard that you're firing balls against the garage. Love hearing that. And you're starting to move a little bit better again. So as you're getting back to normal, how do you feel that this experience has changed your perspective on life?
Well, first of all, Terry, don't tell my wife I'm shooting balls against the garage door. My outlook on life hasn't changed. I always have been a very positive person. If I'm focused on a goal, I usually obtain it. Like this goal of recovering. Will I ever be 100%, Terry? I don't know, but I'm living. I can take care of myself. I have my license back. I have my independence back. And I'm back to work on a part-time basis. So I'm happy.
I love hearing that. I love that you're working toward your goal. I am optimistic for you. I am rooting for you, as is the whole team here. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. And I promise nobody's going to tell your wife that you're chucking balls in the garage. And Dr. Hill and John, thank you so much for this. To donate to Heart and Stroke and help keep funding life-saving research projects like this, like Dr. Hill's, please visit heartandstroke.ca today.
Your morning is brought to you in part by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Fund more breakthroughs. Beat heart disease and stroke.
All right, here you wouldn't even find those balls in the snow that piled up outside with the drifts that have been forming. The snow has been falling, the winds have been strong, and it's still swirling around out there. It's minus 13. It feels like minus 23 as those winds out of the northwest are gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. The pressure is rising, the humidity is sitting at 82%. So falling snow, blowing snow, but is really just lingering in this corner of the province. Right here in the southeast is where that activity still remains. Many other places already beginning to see the clearing. We might start to see some of that clearing, but it'll take some time, maybe late this afternoon. Of course, sunsets at 4:27, so I don't know if we're going to get it. Certainly overnight, we'll start to see more clearing, but it'll be dark by then. But then the clouds are actually moving back in again for tomorrow, and throughout the course of the day today, these temperatures, they're going to continue to drop off. That'll keep us below seasonal, and then tomorrow we might be close to the normal daytime high of -9, but we're getting further from that as the sky begins to clear more so. So another round of snow tomorrow, and then a little bit brighter for the weekend, but it's certainly going to get colder for the weekend. We're down to -21 for our daytime high on Saturday. We're taking a break right now, but stick around. We're coming back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Before we say goodbye, we're going to send you off with some fun video. Music brings the whole family together. Nothing like ABBA to get everyone dancing. This family consists of 6 sisters who all had daughters. They're now all singing and dancing together. So sweet. Well, check out these little dash hounds swimming.
Where? Come on.
Do we have it? Oh, there it is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, with little life jackets that fit around their heads. They're having fun while rehabbing at this hydrotherapy center exclusively for dogs in the UK. So cute. And then this display in central Croatia is called the Magic of Lights.
It's amazing. This is an awesome little place.
Thousands of visitors come out to see the massive holiday lights display. The millions of lights cover ponds, bridges, trees, and paths in the woods. And a bonus, every year the family creates something new, so there's always a reason to come back for more.
That's a family that does that?
Yeah.
Wow. That's ambitious. Well done.
Okay, and then we just got in my ear, the city is going to start plowing streets and sidewalks this morning, so stay tuned for that. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.